Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the United States of a Movie Podcast. We're the movie podcast that tries to make every Monday a fun day, but haven't recently because we've been super busy. But we are the movie podcast that is trying to find one movie to define each state in these United States. We have done 2 trips around the states, and we are currently in our little vacation mood. We're doing some special, and this week, boy, oh boy, does it get special in pretty much every way you can define that word. Before we get to it, though, let's just introduce my amazing co-hosts, Ryan Sandler and Will Hush. Guys, welcome back to the show.
It's great to be back. I feel like I just got out of solitary confinement because I feel like I watched these movies a month ago, and we finally answered the question fans have been asking: are you still doing this?
I was gonna ask, who are you guys?
In recent weeks, we have either been out of town, out of state, or out of the country.
We're out of our minds.
Yeah, pretty much, actually, because when it came to these movies, though, things did get special. I have had face-to-faces with a couple of listeners who've been asking, guys, when you got a new episode? Well, guys, we're back. We're back, and boy, have we brought the receipts when it comes to movies. In this particular case, we are doing best prison movie. What a weird decision to make.
Hot off the tails of best boarding school movie.
There's a lot of overlap when it comes.
There's
to
a lot of overlap.
And in this particular case, we've got maybe the sweetest movie of all time. A just strangely slow-moving but compelling and extremely violent movie. And then the most ridiculous gonzo splatter
and Paddington 2.
Yes, and then
I was waiting for I knew it was coming.
You stole my bit.
but in all honesty, it was a quite bonkers week. I sat down on Wednesday and I took down all 3. And
your mileage may vary depending on the order of which you watch these films.
Yeah, honestly, I think I did it the right way. So I'll tell you what, well, like you said, the movie that I brought to the table from 2017, it was, I think I said it last time on the episode, I was in Singapore doing the Academy Awards, and I was talking to Christy Lou Stout. She's the CNN host for Asia. And we're talking movies. We're just like, what have you seen? I'm saying how Mission Impossible Fallout was just the best movie of the year. And she told me, no, you've got to watch Paddington 2. It took me a decade to do it, but she was right. What a lovely movie. Paddington 2, the most British movie ever made. It's sweet. It's just overwhelmingly sweet. And it stars every single British actor that's ever existed.
It's the personification of like marmalade on toast. It's just I was primed to not like this movie, and I
could tell from your text.
But this is like, I was in a weird headspace, and this movie kind of helped me out therapy wise. Like, it was just a warm hug of a film.
That's what it is. I knew I knew I was so confident in Paddington 2 that I was like, I don't care what mood.
I was just worried.
You'll be cheered up by then.
I was just worried because I hadn't seen the first one, so going right into the sequel, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna make sense. I'm like, how did they turn this small child into a bear? Or does he get violent?
They killed his dog, and then he just goes on a rampage in the first one. And
first one's really dark.
Honestly, so the first one doesn't matter. The first one is just basically he's got his aunt and uncle, and he goes to London and he gets adopted by this family, and it's just shenanigans. But the second one, honestly, I remember even in my notes, because I was just so sucked into the movie that like 30 minutes in, when he goes to prison, I go, oh yeah.
I kind of forgot. I was like, how does he go? Like, what horrendous crime is he on the files? Like, what does he do?
It's a real Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo situation.
Pretty much.
George Bush shows up.
We'll get back to that one. Ryan, why don't you introduce your movie? A movie I tried to not like, and weirdly enough, it kind of won me over, even though I had criticisms. I was why am I still watching and enjoying?
I was worried about this. I had an alternate pick that I also think is a really fantastic like prison movie called Shot Caller, but that everyone else was like, dude, did you pick Shot Caller? I was like, nah, I picked this kind of neo-noir 70s inspired movie from the director of Bone Tomahawk, Will's favorite, Brawl in Cell Block 99, starring like what I think is maybe one of Vince Vaughn's like best roles.
I will agree with you because for once he's not playing Vince Vaughn. You know,
No,
it's like it's actually strange kind of watching him. He does a he's so very particular.
emotionless. Yeah,
Yeah, and just like it's he plays it very well, and they use for the first time in any movie his just massive height to
yeah.
great use.
I remember hearing like the implication that he was a former boxer, which is basically just one throwaway line
Hmm.
in the prison. But this movie like feels like a video game in a way. But I kind of like that it was really schlocky when it comes to the violence and the gore. I mean, it's a really 70s inspired type of film, but with a modern take. And I love Don Johnson just being a total piece of shit. That's
Yeah,
my
when
favorite.
he turned up, I went, is that wait, no, again? Because we've
Yeah.
had him turn up as a piece of shit when in Black
The
Reacher.
bicycle movie, I
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
He
Rebel
show
Ridge.
he also shows up in season 2 of Eastbound and Down as Kenny Powers' father, which
Oh
is
wow.
amazing.
Don Johnson is having a
Wow.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
In
Knives Out, he's in the
Yeah,
Knives
he was
Out,
so
right?
funny in that, and like
He's
he
great.
turned up in Django, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
turned up in Watchmen, and he
Yeah.
turned like
Hmm.
Yeah.
he's just funny every
I love
opportunity
this
to be
heel turn
like,
era for Donnie
yeah,
J.
Yeah.
he's having a good time. He's clearly
Yeah.
having a good time.
Mhm.
I'm interested to hear what Will's got to say about this movie because
I'm not.
I know he's gonna have comments, but before
Yeah.
we even get there, and we're gonna save it for dessert. I'm sorry, we're gonna get to
Mhm.
that movie last. Will just tell us a little bit again about the absolutely most insane fucking movie that's ever been made.
Well, look, you've got The Godfather. You've got The Godfather 2. You've got Jaws. They all suck because Riky-Oh, the story of Ricky, is the greatest movie ever made. It is about the world's most invincible man gets put in a prison, and that is the best plot for a movie ever made. It
Mhm.
is phenomenal. It starts, I'm just going to spoil the very beginning, starts with him going through a metal detector, but how could he have metal on him? Like they take off his like shirt, his clothes. No metal. They put him through the scanner.
X-ray thing. Yeah.
Bullets through his whole body. And I'm like, yeah, man, I've never related to a character more. It's like seeing my life story play out on screen.
And to the listener at home, if you've never seen this movie, it's so important to watch it with the English dub
Yeah.
because it is so absurd. I'm convinced it's just one single man doing the voiceover for every
Oh, they
single
did
character.
not pay for two
No.
actors. Like that would be silly.
It is, and you don't even realize it until you've seen the movie 1,000 times. They're like, wait, it's the same guy doing the voiceover. So when they do the X-ray for him, and they're like, why didn't you have the bullets removed? He turns around and just says in the worst dubbed way, souvenirs. Amazing.
Yeah,
This
It's okay.
I couldn't
beautiful.
honestly even really like the plot of this movie doesn't even matter.
No.
And
Couldn't tell you.
at no point, even if you were, a true psychic, could you really know where any scene is ever going at any time? Because if you think that in the blink of an eye, like even if you literally blink or look away or even glance at your phone, you're going to miss somebody's head exploding. You're going to miss
Yeah.
someone hulking out. You're going
Mhm.
to miss just it never stops. It
Mhm.
never stops. And I did a double back to back. I did Riky-Oh and then straight into Brawl and Cell Block 99.
Oh, that's the
Oh.
wrong order.
I honestly it actually helped. I think the insanity of Riky-Oh and then so when the violence in Cell Block 99 started turning up and I'm just like going
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
like
It's
that's gross, but
it's
I've just
cute at
watched
that
2 hours
point.
of it, so,
Yeah.
Right.
so we're good.
Yeah.
And then yes, for dessert, after I took a break and just stared at myself in the mirror and breathed for a little while, then I
Mhm.
watched Paddington 2 and all was right with the world.
I mean,
Um,
the eye gouging in that one is just crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But I
Mhm.
tell you what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the sweetness, and then we're gonna slide our way down into a dessert which is just filled with blood.
Right into the filth.
Yeah.
Into just
Right
still.
into the trash. I
So
love it.
so let's get into Paddington 2, a movie that has a near perfect review, a near perfect reputation.
Mhm.
Has been joked about, like I said, in the Nick Cage movie, the unbearable weight of
Unbearable.
massive talent. It's like a joke even in the movie about how great it is.
Mhm.
I Please don't be mean to Paddington 2. I'm cell block 99 ready to fight on this.
Yeah. No, it's
No, I
impossible
liked
to
it. Yeah,
be.
I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie rules. It's I was kind of like you, Ryan. I had not seen the first one before I saw the second one.
Okay.
Someone had just recommended it, and I was like, all right, let's check it. Because I think by that point, it had gotten like universally. There had not been the one critic who came in and was like, actually, I didn't think it was that
Yeah.
great, and like took it down from its 100%. So this is around that time, and I loved it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this is amazing. And I sought out the first movie after that.
I too have a hard time with like, I don't know, overhyped isn't the right word for this, but
Mhm.
like the glowing reviews, so I'm just like a little, my bullshit meter kind of like tweaks a little bit. I'm like,
I
so
get
it's
it.
hard for me to like go into it without any like preconceived notion. But no, I really enjoyed this movie, and I was worried like I have a hard time connecting with like overly CGI films, kind of like this. Like it's basically
Yeah.
an animated thing. Like same reason I'm like I don't connect with Avatar like
Mhm.
in that way. But I mean, the action, the way this movie is filmed, it's unbelievably stunning.
It's
Like
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a
that scene
beautifully shot movie.
that I'm trying to remember because I watched this, I don't know, 6 years ago. It feels like the
Yeah.
scene where he's telling the story with the pop-up book, and it's like all like
Yes.
it's just unbelievable.
That's
It's
one of
so
my favorite
imaginative.
little notes
Yeah.
actually, is that it's the way that it switches in and out of different animation styles at
Yeah,
times. So
really
yeah,
cool.
they're doing the pop-up books, they're in a pop-up book. Sometimes they're in the pencil drawings because they're like, the way they're telling the story of the, and the fact is as well, like, and I noticed this on this rewatch, is that
He was a
much
bear
like
the whole time.
much yeah,
What?
much like RRR, that
Here we go.
anything that gets set up at the beginning, oh, mum's learning
Yeah,
to swim, or there's just like
right.
there's his interest in trains or whatever. Everything that's set up in the first 7 minutes pays off in the final act of the
Mhm.
Yeah.
movie. Everything is like, oh, how did that happen? It's like, no, we
I
explained how that happened.
I did start to get a little numb towards the end of the runtime where I was like, I picked up on what you were saying. I'm like, oh, I get what they're doing, but I still enjoyed
Mhm.
it.
I
Yeah.
think, like, for me, I'm jumping all the way ahead, but it's that I forgot. But it's the because I was taking notes about, oh, they're paying off everything, and it's the moment where Hugh Bonneville, Jean-Claude Van Damme's
Yeah.
Yeah.
between the two trains, and we take him back to the yoga, and I go, they've even paid that off. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. I was
Yeah.
like, how did I not
No,
see that coming?
nothing from the first 10 minutes is wasted. It all comes back into play later.
And I like that it
Um,
had like a cold open too, where you get like the
mhm.
the lore for dum-dums like me who have not seen the first film. I'm like, oh, he's a bear and he likes marmalade.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
That's
essentially,
it.
The whole
all you
thing,
need, and
yeah.
then he was raised by his 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 aunt
I
and uncle. He's a
I
cool.
will admit, not to jump ahead, I was concerned because the whole thing is like the core plot is like he's just trying to get a gift for his aunt who is coming to visit, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I was worried, like going towards the end, I'm like, oh no, is she not alive? Like,
Well, the thing is, in the
It,
first movie,
mhm.
it's insinuated that she goes to live at a home for retired bears, and the way it's played out in the movie, the whole time you're like, oh, so
yeah,
they've sent him to London because they've died of old age and
right.
Mhm.
saved him from the trauma. And then right at the end of the first movie, basically, he sends her a letter and she's reading it in this home for old bears.
Yeah, okay.
She's just
Yeah.
retired,
Yeah.
which is like, you're like, wait, she's alive? This is
Mhm.
Yeah.
amazing. But like
But the uncle isn't?
no, I
No,
think
he,
Uncle dies in first movie,
Fuck. Okay.
which
Well,
is
spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler. But that's voiced
But
by Michael.
he comes back as a force ghost.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
So that's it. That's the Uncle Pastuzo. That's voiced by Michael Gambon.
Okay, great.
And then you've got the mum. So sorry, the aunt as Imelda Staunton. And then from that point on, like I was saying, you've got Hugh Bonneville, Sally Hawkins, Brendan Gleeson, Judy Walters, Jim Broadbent, Peter Capaldi. You've got Dame Eileen Atkins. We've also got Joanna Lumley, Tom Conti,
Mm.
Jessica Hines from Spaced,
I love, yeah.
Mhm.
and it just Sanjeev Bhaskar, Ben Whishaw, Hugh Grant. This is Hugh
Yeah.
Grant's favorite movie he's
I
been
was trying
in.
to say like
Oh,
we'll do this at the end. Like all three of these movies have such charismatic villains.
Yeah,
yeah,
yes,
it's true.
absolutely. Yeah, I think like in the first one you had Nicole Kidman, who was
Hmm.
also great,
She was great in that one. Yeah.
but Hugh Grant is having a ball.
Yeah.
And the way that he gets to play all these different, again, he's
Yeah,
another
really
actor
good.
who, after having his initial career as being Mr. Rom-Com, is that he's turning up in movies as like he's playing a bit of characters, like he was in The Gentleman and he's playing
I
camp,
just
and
know him
he's
from the
playing
whole
all sorts.
prostitute thing.
Right.
I remember him in, was it nine months? The movie
Yeah.
with
You remember
Julianne
from 9 months? You don't remember
Julianne Moore.
like Notting Hill,
It was
Four
on
Weddings and a
TV.
Funeral?
I was on TV all the time, man.
I know Bedazzled. So that's or was it Bedazzled, Bedeviled? Which
No,
one has Elizabeth Hurley?
That's
that's
Bedazzled.
yeah, but that's
He's
Elizabeth
in
Hurley
that.
and Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Hugh
No, it's Hugh
Grant's.
Grant, right?
No,
Oh, I
Brendan
just saw
Fraser.
Elizabeth Hurley, and my brain is just like, oh, just
Hugh
Yeah,
Grant's
whatever
living
white guy's there. Sure.
there. But yeah, so Ben Whishaw, he plays Q in the
yeah.
new Bond movies and
He
stuff. And
voices the
he
Paddingtons.
is
Yeah.
Paddington, and he does a fantastic job.
Adorable. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just, and this is the thing about this movie is I was like, I love that you guys kind of like that. Ryan, you were like, it sort of cheered me up, like,
Yeah.
or I just wasn't sure if I was in the right headspace, and I was like, this is a movie you can sit down at any time and watch it. You can sit down with your kids and watch it. You can sit down with your missus and watch it. It's just
So much so, I was like, what is this director like? What other things has he done? Because like Richard Ayoade shows up.
Yeah.
There's another guy from like from that like kind of crew. And I'm like, I think I pulled up the guy was the assistant director on Garth Marenghi's Dark
Yes.
Place.
Mhm.
And the
like,
Mighty
oh my
Boosh.
God. That's
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That's
he's worked on some really sort of like out there,
right.
like very, very
And it
niche
makes
British comedy.
it makes sense for like
Yeah.
that because I was watching. I'm like, it's so visually stunning. I'm like, what else do I know this like visionary from? And of course, it was Garth,
Yeah.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place,
We're all
a
the
show we
best.
never mention.
We're all the best parts
Yeah.
of movie history.
I
come
wish
from.
Matt Berry
Oh, if
voiced
he had
the
turned up,
bear. Yeah.
yeah, you would have lost your mind.
Oh my God.
He did that. So this writer director, so Paul King, he did Bunny and the Ball, which you haven't seen or heard of, but then Paddington 2, and he also did the Wonka movie with Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong.
That's right. I was trying to remember what was his more recent movie. I'm surprised he didn't do Sheep Detectives because Sheep
Yeah,
Detectives,
true. It does feel like
Everyone's
that.
talking about that movie.
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's you know
It's
what's
Paddington level good.
what's really what's really bothering me right now, honestly, is like I used to go and see so many movies, and I'm hardly seeing any anymore. And there's some really, really good ones that I want to see. I mean, like Pressure, that World War II dad movie. I want to see Master of the Universe. It's flipping
I
right
see
now.
so many fucking ads for that Brendan Fraser Pressure movie. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
this
have
is
not-
so Ollie coded.
It's
like,
massive code. Yeah.
I have not seen one. I have seen a billboard yesterday, and I was like, what is this?
I
And that
just
was
see
the
ads
first
on YouTube,
I've heard
yeah.
of it.
Well, the reason they were pushing it is the yesterday, the day we were recording, but yesterday was June 6th, which is like D-Day. So it's a D-Day movie. It's all about like the guy having to figure out the weather for D-Day. It's the most Ollie coded.
God
Honestly,
damn it.
because of it, I tried to watch Darkest Hour last night, and it had gone off the streamer that I wanted, so I ended up watching fucking Greyhound again last night.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
gonna
need
say
a World War II fix.
The movie just has two submarines and they fuck. It's just two submarines touching tits.
Yeah.
Sorry, stop, Ryan. I'm almost there.
Aren't they making a Greyhound 2?
They are actually. That's
This one's about the bus, though.
That's right. Yeah. Not the dog? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was reading about what they want to do. And taking it down into the war in the Pacific and stuff like that. And I was just pinching my nipples while reading that one. So I sincerely hope that happens. It is, but there's so many movies happening right now,
Yeah.
and I'm not seeing any of them. And there's
just
some
like
ones that
this
I
whole
think really deserve to get seen aren't
Yeah.
getting seen. And then we know that we've got the Odyssey coming and Spider-Man's coming, and it's like the whole universe is about to explode.
I kind of like this whole paradigm shift of like these lower budget A24 type like I don't want to say horror films, but these movies coming out that cost $70 million
Yeah.
and make like 200
It
million.
wasn't
And
not
all
even
these
70 million, 20 million for Backrooms.
I think
if
I think
that.
Backrooms is like 200 right now. It's crazy. But like all these higher ups at like Marvel and everything like spending $200 million budgets on these films and they're just fucking flopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, honestly,
I think-
that's what a lot of people are talking about is the obsession and Backrooms, and everyone's like going, look. It's a really
Yeah.
interesting time actually, because one is going, look, they're doing original movies and people are going to see them because they
yeah,
like them.
it's
But
always
two,
horror too.
It's there's now 3 guys that have basically come up through YouTube
Yeah.
Mhm.
and are doing their own thing. Got Mark Plyer did it with the one that he just had,
Iron
Oh
Lung.
yeah.
Iron
Iron Lung.
Lung,
Yeah.
Obsession, and Backrooms, and that's really waking people up because they're skipping over all of these middle people that we
Yeah.
often bitch
Hmm.
about. The guys who just do it again, make the money, make the same movie but make it
The
different.
Machine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like these guys are just making something interesting, fascinating, and
Yeah.
creative.
Well,
And
it's
everyone's seen them and talking about. All my friends are coming to me, going, "Have you seen this? Have you seen Obsession?
yeah.
Have you seen this?" I'm like, "I
Yeah.
haven't. I haven't. I've been too busy."
I mean, it's I think it's so funny. There was that interview with the guy who's the president of feature films at Netflix. Just came out
Oh
with an
yeah.
interview saying like, "Hey, we're not going to support act or
Yeah. We don't want to work with
theatrical,"
yeah.
when it's like it's like the worst time to put that out because it's like, buddy, you can't see where the industry has just shifted.
Yeah.
Like, all your big directors have guaranteed theatrical runs, and if you're like,
Yeah.
but no one else, it's like, hey, they've clearly shown they don't need Netflix. Like,
It's
this is their blockbuster moment where
Yeah,
it's like they're like, oh, we're too big to worry about this, and it's like, oh, you guys aren't
it's
going to be around in 5 years.
it's gotten to a point too where now if I see like a trailer or a promo and it's got like a Netflix tag on it, it's just got this like stink where I'm like, it's not gonna be good. Like this movie
I
wasn't good
mean,
enough
that's
to
been
care.
my joke for years. Is like you
Yeah.
guys are like, "Oh, this movie's on Netflix," and I'm like, "Oh, why are you watching a bad movie?" Because I'm
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
"What's the point of checking it out?"
it's
And when
very
they
rare when they. I did like the Rip, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and one thing I really like about that because they've got artist equity, their thing.
yeah,
They were like the crew members are getting like $300,000 bonuses.
that's great.
Hmm.
Their whole thing is
Yeah.
that when a movie performs, everybody gets paid.
I,
And I
Hmm.
think
I,
they're
I
to, and then what Ben Affleck's done as well, he's created this AI assistant for making movies to help you cut costs, but
Hmm.
still so you can then do the artistry and then reward the people that did the artistry. I think there's a lot changing in the
yeah.
industry, kind of like what Will was saying. I'm really interested in like what Netflix is doing 5 years from now because
Yeah,
it's
they're gonna
Yeah.
be
I
changing their
I
tune.
just noticed like, and I try so hard, but I notice regardless of what I'm watching, as when it's like a Netflix movie, my attention span is just waning. Like I was excited to
Mhm.
see War Machine, for example. Apparently Netflix's biggest movie of the
it's in their
year,
top 10 and
and it's
they've already
like,
greenlit a sequel.
And
yeah, which is
no,
cra yeah, crazy.
I have not heard one person talk about this movie. It's had
It's
no cultural impact
No,
whatsoever.
it's like what if you took and the on paper you're like Alan Richardson, it's got a bit of Predator, it's got a bit of Metal Gear Solid, and you're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then you watch, you're like, it's
I
just
mean,
kind of
I'm trying to think about like what are the net like for me. I like because just from the genre that it is and being good at it is the Extraction and Extraction 2s. And but you're watching
yeah.
them because it's just like watching it's like watching the Waterworld stunt show.
It's
Yeah,
Because
no,
amazing.
you're
Yeah,
you're
that's
watching
the
a stunt
experience. Yeah.
demo, is
and
what you're watching. It's
it's
not
yeah,
really a movie.
it's not gonna yes, but it's but like the way they pull it off and the way you're giving credit to what they're doing. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
like what's like I didn't even see Mank. I honestly didn't. I mean like
I watched it laying sideways on my couch one day, I think.
I did watch
which
Mindhunter.
which is how Finch.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I mean, their best movie I think in years is Rebel Ridge.
Yes.
Um,
yeah.
you know, and that's like, but like after that, I'm like, I can't point to any
But
Netflix
that feels like
anything produced that I'm
a
like,
a proper theatrical movie that just happened to be on Netflix versus a
yeah,
movie that going into it was just made specifically for it. Like there's a fucking Jennifer Lopez movie coming out. I'm like this just gonna get dumped on streaming and completely forgotten about.
Honestly, they will. I think Rebel Ridge. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
because it
Or The
looks
Killer,
good.
like we talked
The
about. Like
Killer.
Killer was
I
great.
was
Yeah,
so glad I got to see that in the theater for the 4 days it was there. But even still in the theater, seeing that fucking Netflix dum, I was like, this. It just kind of takes you out of it. It's just,
And then
it's
I don't
it's a
know.
bit of a buzzkill.
and
Yeah,
yeah, the like that the whole Knives Out movies, all of those,
Yeah,
yeah,
So,
those
but the thing is that it count as Netflix movies to me.
such anomalies.
yeah.
Yeah, like those are like so made outside of their system because they can't tell Ryan Johnson what to do,
Right.
and those feel like actual films,
Yeah.
you know.
Which brings me
But
to Paddington 2.
Yeah.
oh yeah, what are we talking about? Paddington 2, yeah.
Well,
What the
Um,
fuck were we talking about?
something I love. Well, we had to talk about it. We had to catch up. We haven't talked movies for 4 weeks.
That is true.
But
yeah,
it's important. I think there's a lot happening in
Yeah.
movies right now that I'm like, I'm really like, I think it could be an interesting year. Something I really like about Paddington is the first movie's got it too, is a Mr. Beanian level of comedy at times, like physical
oof,
comedy of the bear. And
Hmm.
doing
these
full bean.
It's going full beam. Like in the first one, like he floods the bathroom. He's just trying to figure out how to brush his teeth,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and because it's a movie, it fills up with water, and it's just
It's
it's
almost like
hilarious.
a Wes Anderson. Like
Sometimes,
I was thinking
Mhm.
about that a lot, which I just now remembered after watching the movie 4 months ago, whatever.
mm,
But like a lot of these, like the framing of these shots, it is very cartoony in this Wes Anderson kind of way.
bright sort of bright colors
Yeah,
at times, and
beautiful, beautiful.
it looks like it looks almost like candy sometimes. And
Hmm.
it's interesting that you said, Ryan, earlier about like you brought in the whole avatar of it. You're
But
like, oh,
this
it's
feels
based on a good.
tactile. Like
Well,
this
this is
has some weight to it.
that's what I was going to say. Is it's
Yeah.
not an animated movie. It's a live action movie that features an animated character, and it was interesting because the opening scene, of course, is when they were in the jungle, right? But then we get to London, and we've got real actors, real things happening, and it's amazing how quickly I stopped even bothering about knowing
Yeah.
Paddington's CGI,
Yeah,
because
you,
the
you
CGI
kind of
is
let it
fucking
go pretty quick.
flawless.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It is absolutely flawless, and the way they just get into it, that I'm just like, yeah, this is just such a fun ride.
It's so annoyingly charming. That's like
Yeah,
I think that's
you can't deny it.
no, it you can't.
But we got to talk about the best character in the entire movie, which is Brendan Gleeson's Knuckles McGinty,
Yeah,
and
with a
it's
capital N.
yeah, God, it's so good. That character, once it gets to to him, like the movie, I feel like
Yeah.
goes to a whole nother level.
Oh, well,
Like,
That
it's
whole yeah.
amazing. It's because yes, you've got the whole opening act is no, let's get to prison, and then you get to prison, and like I said, I've watched these other two prison movies on the run up to it, and it's just so nice that like Paddington's superpower is seeing the best in people, and it
mhm,
just like and helping you see it, and my favorite little bit is where is the hard smash cut from what's
mhm.
the worst that can happen? It's just one red sock to
Yeah,
smash cut to
Yeah. They're all
everybody
wearing pink.
in
Yeah.
pink, and you just
Yeah.
and the thing is, I thought it was so clever because you turn up at prison and you're a little bit scared. You're worrying about the kids or whatever, and there's all these scary characters. But then, as soon as we smash cut to they're all wearing pink, they've made prison less scary
Yeah.
and
yeah.
more fun. And then, like, again, and then we just, Paddington just being, okay, I guess I'll go ask for better food from Knuckles McGinty.
Yeah.
And the way everyone is so afraid and hiding under the tables. And he's just like the way he's, oh, sorry, I've put ketchup on you. What is it that gets it out? Is it
Mustard.
mustard? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, you're just holding your head going,
The look
fuck.
on Brendan Gleeson's face. Yeah, you really do forget that it is an animated character interacting
Mhm.
with these actors.
Because
It's
its animation is phenomenal. The
yeah.
CG's perfect, but it's also just with the way Ben Whisshaw's acting.
Yeah.
Of like, you'd almost convince me that he was Andy Serkising the whole thing on set,
Mm.
and he was
Yeah,
just being Paddington.
How old is Paddington supposed to be?
97. No,
Not
I don't know if it's ever
sure. That's a good
established.
question,
Because he's old
actually.
enough to be. I'm just the
Try it
one
as an
part of
adult.
the one part of my brain is like the logistics of everyone's just cool with a fucking talking bear walking around. Like,
Yeah.
is this based on like I was thinking of like Curious George or something like that type of like books?
Yes, it was a book
Yeah.
series. I had a bunch of
Okay.
them when I was a kid. Is
Okay.
Paddington Goes to that whole thing. So it's just, yeah, I just also love it. It's just,
Paddington goes to hedonism.
yeah. In the and it's honestly, so like the first book actually kind of covers the whole the father of the family he lives with, or the grandfather of the family that he ends up living with, actually discovered him and his aunt and uncle and these talking bears, and he was from the Exploration Society, and then the whole plot of the first one is finding out that it's been hidden and why and all this kind of stuff. But it's also then just that people also just accept, oh yeah, no, he's just a bear that
Okay.
talks.
I mean
Mhm.
I did too. Like 20 minutes into the movie, I'm like, yeah, all right, fine. I was trying to
Yeah.
but I was just curious. My stupid
Okay, I
fucking
found out.
broken brain.
I've done the Googling for you. All right. In the original books, it's never really specified. So like when he starts moving in with the family, they just simply start again and decide he's one.
Mhm.
He learns that bears can have two birthdays every year, just like a British monarch. Okay, that's not true, is it? But in the live action movies, in the first one, he's about 8, in the second one, 12.
So
Okay.
but they just send him to a full-on fuck you penitentiary at 12 years old. Cool.
Well, he's a bear.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like
Well, that's what I'm saying.
he
Are there
has a
other
right
animals
to
that can
bear
talk?
arms.
Ah.
Exactly.
He's got bear arms.
Oh, yeah.
So they
But
send him to prison.
are there other animals that can talk? Is he the only talking bear outside of his
He's
immediate
apart
family?
from his
Just
family, it's just them.
just bears and lobsters. Those
Yeah.
are the only ones who can talk.
It was so yeah, but the reason he goes to prison is because basically he's trying to save up to get this pop-up book. It turns out because like again he had the relationship with Jim Broadbent in the
He's
first
a
one.
great big bushy bear.
Right? Yeah. And it turns out that that book is also that tickled Will is also like a treasure map, if you will, that
Love
leads
it.
back
Love it.
to the hidden treasure from the one of the people that was swinging at the
A trapeze
circus.
artist, yeah.
Yes, and it turns out that the evil magician that just so happens to also then be the Hugh Grant is the descendant
Yeah.
of, decides he wants to try and get that treasure. He frames Paddington, sends him to prison for a crime he didn't commit.
And that chase sequence you get where he's
Mhm.
riding on the fucking dog,
The
like
dog.
again, like the set pieces in this are so phenomenal that I just kept sitting back. I'm like, I know it's animated, but like, how are they doing this?
Yes,
Yeah.
So good.
it's a very clever
Almost
combination
like
of
a Tintin type of
yeah.
like thing,
I was
but
thinking
felt way more
Ratatouille
real.
as well.
I haven't
Like
seen.
just the way that the scene would just keep escalating and
Yeah.
escalating, and you're like, how is he going to do this? What's going to happen now?
How is this dog okay with
Yeah.
this 12-year-old bear boy riding on him? Like, all right,
Riding him bareback.
heck yeah.
What kind of like weird life has that dog led?
He lives on the street, mate. You see a lot when you
Man.
live on the street. But yeah, much like Ryan says, when we get to prison, it hits that sort of that Wes Anderson vibe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the colors are a bit heightened.
Because it takes a good 30, 40 minutes
Yeah,
before that
it takes about
happens.
half an hour
Mhm.
before we get there, and then of course he just starts. You know, they make the marmalade again. Just the sometimes it
That
reminds
scene
me
was
of like
fantastic.
talking to my like son sometimes as he's like fully literal, and it's like just he's trying to get the all of the 200 like oranges, and he goes just take them one at a time, and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's one orange, and
Yeah.
that's two, and then you got Brendan Gleeson, like I said, earning every inch, like every year of his acting abilities.
Yeah.
He's pulled down his newspaper and he's just
Yeah.
glaring at this guy, and it's just, why do I love it? It's every single thing, and it's, I think the best bit of acting in the whole movie is the bit where right at the beginning where he's about to murder Paddington and he accidentally tastes Paddington's marmalade. And his face and his
Yeah,
eye
just
is the
lights-
eye acting. Is what's that? I could watch the movie again right now.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh and giggle so much. I love this movie. This movie's amazing.
But I mean, the running bit of Hugh Grant and his disguises, and then the family like trying to break into his
Oh,
house,
great
Mm.
where
scene.
they're like the inspector. Like, there's just so much good physical comedy in this. And you're right, it is very like Mr. Bean adjacent in that
Mhm.
kind of way.
I do like that
So
scene.
British.
Yeah.
With the breaking into Hugh Grant's house and then being caught, and
Yeah.
everyone being British about it.
Yeah.
Like Hugh Grant, like no one, like Hugh Grant is like, oh no problem. But obviously, I've caught you breaking into my house and in your pajamas and your
Yeah.
wife here. And she goes, oh, the windows look secure. Oh, hello. And everyone's like, no one acknowledges the fact that's happened. They're just so British about it. And I was like, wow, you forget sometimes how British the British can be.
Yeah. Even when Paddington, because there's a lot of montages in this movie, which I love. But
Mhm.
it's him trying to save up money to purchase the books, or he's taking all these jobs on where he goes to get a job at the barber shop, which is fucking hilarious.
That is
Or then
awesome,
he
yeah.
becomes the window cleaner,
Mhm.
which is that
Yeah.
great montage where he cleans the one guy's windows and he sees sunlight for the first time. It's like it's so sweet. It's impossible not to love
The
this
bit where
movie.
he's washing it with like his whole body because
His bare butt.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like,
His bare
his
butt,
bare
balls,
butt.
and back. Yeah.
But then it's like how it all just works. It's kind of like it's very Wallace and Gromit,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
in a way, and it's just it's so cute. I have it actually. I have it's Tim Burton / Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Is
That's
like
true.
because you
That's
get
why
like
I was honestly shocked this director hadn't done more stuff like this outside of the Paddingtons.
yeah
Yeah.
Like just those like
He
it's
hasn't done that. He didn't do the third one, but I'm
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
Paul King is a guy to
what's
keep
what
an
Star
eye on.
Wars movie is he gonna do?
I'm looking now.
God. He's
Uh,
gonna do
it's announced
the
he's directing Cinderella spin-off focused on Prince Charming. That it might be Chris Hemsworth.
That's what the world needs. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what
Okay.
happens with that one.
Cinderella,
Sure.
this time it's a dude.
Yeah, what's we need more of a movies? White dudes. It's
Yeah.
like-
Wow.
but like then this movie gets into like this sort of it becomes a prison break movie.
A
Mhm.
heist movie, yeah.
Which is so suddenly we're breaking out of prison. We're getting these great shots. Like again, you get that sort of Wes Anderson sideways. They all get down out of their thing. They're crawling sideways. They're
When
Yeah.
he's at like the window where has the visitation and they all just kind of like pop in different sideways.
and he's
Yes.
like, "Oh, these guys. Oh yeah, that's Knuckles and this." And he's got
Yeah.
all the nicknames, and they just pop in from different
Just
angles.
paw
And
it.
Great.
Paw
oh,
it. Yeah.
Great.
and they're like trying to solve the crime. And
It's like it's impossible not to see the influence Wes Anderson had on the visual style of this movie,
Big time.
Yeah.
but not
For
in a
sure.
bad way. Like it's still doing its own thing, but it felt familiar like that.
Yeah.
a couple of things I point out is that they put Paddington in some peril. I mean, they
Mhm.
locked the fucking dog. They locked the fucking bear up in prison, but they like he's hanging off the side of trains, and he's like they put
Yeah.
Paddington is in danger of dying many times in this movie, and I'm like, man, this is like kids' movie, guys. Like to pull
Yeah.
Mhm.
pull the punch a
But
little
the
bit.
but the fact that it is an animated film, that I didn't really feel the stakes. I'm like, he's just an animated bear. Like I know nothing's gonna happen. I know there's a third one that takes place in Peru. I know he gets out
Well,
of
he
his
gets
pickle.
he gets bone tomahawked in that one.
Oh shit! Is he like a stuffed bear? Like
Don't you put that evil out into
Wait,
the
wait,
universe,
wait.
Will.
Will's getting dragged. But I love the A and the B plot of, it's him in the prison making the marmalade, connecting with all these people, and then outside you have this family trying to solve this like this mystery of
Mhm.
they're all trying to figure out who framed Roger Paddington, and they're trying to find like the treasure thing, and you got Hugh Grant doing all his kooky disguises. It's really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you get a train chase scene.
Was
which
this
is-
movie 3.5 hours long?
There's a
Couldn't tell
lot
ya.
to it, man.
Couldn't tell you.
But we
Yeah.
get the train chase scene, which is on the level of I'm gonna get like the Lone Ranger, which is like a movie that's not a great movie, but that is not also a bad movie because the last 20-minute train scene is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then like again, they put him in peril again. That even
The prison escape is
well,
great.
just
with
the fact that they
balloon.
that the at one point you're going, okay, so the bear's about to die. The bear is about to
is he
drown.
drowned? Yeah.
We are staring dead into the eyes of the mum. She can't get him out after she does the amazing dive, which was already established in the animated scene at the beginning. Like it's all there, and then you just get like fucking Knuckles and the guys to
After they like kind of double cross him too. You're like, oh
Yeah.
man, I can't believe he couldn't trust these prison inmates.
the way I wrote it down is like you find out later Paddington freed 3 terrorists.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
They went off to get flight training later. When does this movie take place?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
2001. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mark Wahlberg's like, hold my beer.
And then please tell me now, please tell me, Ryan, that you didn't do what you usually do, that the second the movie ended, you stopped it, because there is a credit scene.
It was so long ago, I do not remember.
Well, it's the entire so basically
Nick Fury shows up. And...
yeah, no, right. So Paddington gets cleared. You get maybe the sweetest ending ever that everyone was like, everybody breaks at that moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then you get in the credit scene, even though Hugh Grant's been busted,
Murdered.
yeah,
Yeah.
we cut to prison where he's now putting on putting on
Yeah.
a Broadway West End show, and you've got Hugh Grant again just crushing it, being
So
brilliant
good.
dancing. You've got all the guys from the prison doing it as well. You find out that Knuckles becomes a famous baker. Everything gets tied up.
Don
Nice
Johnson's
little
there
bow.
smoking a cigarillo,
Yeah.
blows his fucking head off.
but it is. I'm going to say Paddington 2 is one of those movies that gets qualified as nope, that's a perfect
Do
film.
you think is it better than I'm sure they're
The
very
first one,
different, but
the first one is brilliant. The
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
one is perfect.
Yeah.
Second one's mud. Yeah.
what was the time difference between when those two came out?
About 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
And same with
Um,
the third one, or was third like a
the-
co-void?
Third one I think was delayed because I
Yeah.
think they were trying to find a director.
Because
Oh, he did.
He didn't
He didn't
write
come
and
back?
direct this one. He did the
Oh.
story outline.
Mm.
Yeah.
But Paddington 2014, Paddington 2 2017, and then Paddington in Peru was 2024.
Directed by Andy Sedaris.
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
we bring that one up actually.
That's where-
Paddington fucks.
Paddington has to take his top off in the hot tub to do all his best thinking.
It's directed by Doug Wilson, and Dougal, sorry, Dougal, Dougal. Lots of commercials, music videos, and films. He does a lot of the
Yeah.
John Lewis Christmas adverts, which no, so do you guys remember from Right This Minute days? But every year there is a John Lewis Christmas advert. It happens in the UK, and it's like, okay, how are John Lewis gonna make us cry this year? And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they are the most, again, they're like the Paddington twos of Christmas commercials. So I understand why they did that. He also directed Life in Technicolor for Coldplay. But it's like it got good reviews. It's just it's like everyone was like, yeah, it's good. It's just
Mm.
Paddington 2.
That's
It's
a
like
hard one
Yeah.
to top. Yeah.
it's like
It's the
what
same
do you
thing with
mean?
all the other like trilogies. You got Karate Kid Part 2, the best one. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, the best one.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Look at this. I mean, like it's on the Tomatometer 93%,
Yeah.
which is almost as high as Paddington 2, which is I
The
think
only negative
100.
review is from me.
Yeah.
It just says gay.
With
I'm
just
just kidding. I love
with the
this movie.
GIF, with the
Yeah, yeah,
GIF.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, look, this movie, it's the best.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to watch it. I'm glad that you did.
This was the first I watched this one because I'd seen Brawl and Cell Block 99 before, but I just wanted to like go in fresh and really like start off big and then just slow, much like this next movie, slowly descend into a prison of my own making.
That's it. Well, that
Uh,
man, like, I might be the professional, but that was the best segue I think you could have ever made. Perfect timing. That yes, it's
Thank
time to
you.
talk about Brawl and Cell Block 99, a movie I remember everyone talking about, and the reason everyone was talking about it was, hey, Vince Vaughn, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, I was trying to remember how I'd even like heard about this movie. Maybe it was on some like YouTube thing. Maybe, and then I think when I watched it originally, it was just on Netflix. I knew nothing about it. I just knew like what you heard. Vince Vaughn has a really great performance in it. And then starting this movie, I just maybe read the plot synopsis and it really wasn't at all what I was expecting. I was like, huh,
Not at all.
this movie really fucking takes its time.
It's actually,
yeah.
in my opinion, to a fault. This movie
Yeah, I
could
could see
quite
that.
easily have been 45 minutes
Upon
shorter.
subsequent rewatches, I agree it can be a slog.
Like
This
I put
this
every scene of walking and driving is at least a minute too long.
Yeah.
like this movie has so much in there that it's like information, like there's a lot of information dumps while he's slowly walking, like this is what you got to look out for in this prison, and you're
Hmm.
going to be talking to that, and then there's this, and it's going on for 2 hours, and you're like, okay, and you're like, don't worry, this will absolutely pay off. No, don't. It's all useless information. Like it's all like
I
It
kind of like that though. It
I
subverts
well,
your
well, this is
expectations.
the thing.
I
Yes,
It's the opposite of
no, no,
Paddington. Nothing pays off.
because Will, I'm agreeing with everything that Will's saying, and I'm also agreeing with everything that Ryan's saying. Because even like I'm in the whole thing, right? Even I'm complaining. I'm like, okay, it took us an hour and 15 minutes to get where we need to be. We're
Hmm.
now getting close to just what is this Brawl in Cell Block 99 going to be? The thing about it is from that point on, I think everything is like, holy shit, what the fuck, Jesus titty fucking Christ, oh my God, head explosion. After that, the weird
That's
thing
the whole
about it,
movie.
the weird thing about it is, as much as it does take its time, I couldn't look away.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm like, all right, I'm not bored. It's slow, and I'm criticizing it, but I'm watching it. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm like, why am I still watching? Why
It
is
is
this what?
weirdly
Why is
engaging,
the
yeah.
movie? And it's Vince Vaughn. I think is kind of like weirdly magnetic in the
Yeah.
way that he is, but also because the premise of the movie is so fucked up.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
situation that he gets put into is so dark that I'm like, well, where's this going?
Hmm.
And it's only sort of like towards the end, you're going, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I
By
guess
the
I'm,
time he gets to prison number 3, the
yeah.
prison within a prison, I'm like, what the? Because again, no expectations. Like it opens, he gets laid off from work. He gets
He's
home,
working
finds
as like
out.
a mechanic, or he's working for like
Yeah,
a
I think
body
he
shop or
drives
something.
a like a tow truck or something. Yeah, yeah, something like that. But he
he's
gets
like a
home to
repo man or something.
right.
Yeah.
He gets home to find that his wife is going beyond their marriage, having an affair. So he goes full Street Fighter 2 and just
Yeah,
fights a
Yeah,
car.
that was my
Fights a
thought
car.
too.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's everybody's no. It's a Street Fighter challenge level.
and then it's like the most insane rage thing. I mean, just to establish that, like, oh, he's a capable fighter, I guess. So they just pit him against a Ford Taurus.
Well, I guess it's supposed to establish,
Yeah.
yeah, the guy can punch a car and
Yeah.
win.
For he
Yeah.
like breaks off the mirror when he gets into the car and pulls the rear. It's so ridiculous now that I've seen it a number of times that I'm like, this is so silly. He pulls the hood off of the
Yeah.
car and just throws it. I just picture all it needed was a cut to like one of his neighbors like, "Ugh, not again." Like
And then it's an interesting because it does that, and he sits down and it's like, let's have a baby, and you're like,
yeah.
what? And
He's like,
then
okay, now we can talk.
and then the movie jumps like 18 months into the future,
Yeah.
and now they're living in a nice house, and he's driving a nice car because he's running
It-
drugs.
it's established that like he's like, hey, I'll talk to Gil, who's I don't know if it's his wife's brother. It's his brother-in-law. I don't know if he's just like
Just his
a
boss.
crime guy.
Yeah,
But it's like so Long Island, New York. Like I think this was all filmed in Staten Island, actually.
Staten Island,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, where all of
And
the fun prisons are.
and so that yeah, it's just suddenly they're doing
A
well.
deal
They've got
goes wrong.
money.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then yeah, very quickly it's sort of like we meet Elazar and his two buddies, introduced by his boss, and it's like, and you kind of see Vince. He's just like, I don't want to do it. I don't trust that guy. That guy's using, and he basically gets
I
convinced.
will
He goes, I'll
say
give you 3 months off
the
once your baby's born.
the big fucking dude that is in that scene is like one of the main villains in that show Banshee, which I had seen prior to ever seeing this movie, and that dude is fucking chilling.
Roman.
But in real life, he's like the kindest, sweetest person. So seeing him in this, I think he's got like 2 lines in this fucking movie. But it's like, yeah, the deal goes wrong. But again, you're right. It's like every scene is they're on the boat. It's really drawn out. They got to dive into the thing, get the suitcase, come back, and then he's like, dump it, and it
Yeah,
goes haywire.
it does. And then I got him going. He makes terrible choices. This is what I say.
He's
Like,
just, I think, very
sees the
stubborn in
cop
that
and there's a
sense.
shootout. I'm like, dude, just walk the other way.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
problem, not your problem.
yeah,
And now he's like, well, they're gonna kill the cops, and so he goes and shoots them. It's and then again he was like, I'm not gonna contest it in court. I
yeah.
would have.
He's like, maybe I'll do 3 years, and they're like, no, you're gonna do 10. He's
7.
like, all right, well, okay,
Congratulations.
yeah,
But so yeah, so he can't quite quickly gets sent down, and he goes to this medium security prison. And at that point, they definitely shot that in a real medium security prison, right?
that's where yeah, because you have like
It's
Fred Melamed in
crazy
the beginning,
real.
who's amazing in that. When
Yeah,
he's in line, I fucking love him in this movie
that's
for the
we're
tiny
talking
bit.
about the Skyfire cycle novelist from Brooklyn
Yeah,
Nine-Nine.
correct. Yes,
He's in
yes,
the
yeah.
he's in the Frank Oz role from Blues Brothers.
But they use that prison for sure that exterior. I think for suits, they use it for Orange is the New Black. It's a very like famous
Sure, the
prison exterior.
exterior. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
interior where they're processing him and he's meeting people and he's going
I
to the like it
yeah,
just it honestly, as I'm watching it and I was thinking about the podcast, I go, all right, this is like seeming like a very real prison experience. As
sure,
in just this is medium security prison and this is what needs to happen.
yeah,
And then the whole movie turns on its head. Because he's there day one. He gets pulled in to meet the very nice lady. They say, be nice to her and she'll help you out. Oh, you got to talk to your doctor. What's wrong with my wife? Goes to the thing, goes to the window, and who's sitting there?
Udo
Udo
fucking
fucking
Kier.
Kier. And I was like,
Just the
I sat up in
creepiest.
my bed.
Yeah.
I was immediately like, Udo fucking Kier's it.
Oh yeah,
If
so
he's
good.
showing up in your movie, no good news is coming. It's
Yeah.
And he does not
Welcome
bring
to
good
my
news.
own private Idaho.
yeah, that's the best case scenario
Yeah,
if Udo
yeah.
Kier shows up in your
He
movie.
plays
It's
a
great.
character called the Placid Man, and essentially what he tells Vince Vaughn's character Bradley, not Brad. I like that they
Yeah.
always do the movie Bradley.
Hmm.
He basically says, "Oh, by the way, we've kidnapped your pregnant wife, and if you don't get into another prison that's not this one, a maximum
Hmm.
security prison, and kill this guy, we are going to, and prepare everybody, this is pretty fucking horrible. We're going to give your wife an abortion. We're going to cut the limbs off your child, but leave the baby inside to be born, and we're going to mail the limbs to you." And I was
Yeah.
just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
And they got like the perfect creepy guy to do it. Like this small Asian man who has no dialogue.
Dude, no, he has a line. We'll get to it.
Oh yeah,
He
towards
has
the end. Yeah,
but
yeah.
basically, I'm going with North Korean doctor.
It just says souvenirs.
Yeah, he is an absolute psychopath, and it's crazy how quickly things escalate. From
Yeah.
that point on, it's like that moment, and Vince Vaughn, like he's doing a lot of quality acting of like I can't react, And then it's like, and that's when the violence
He's like, how
starts.
the fuck do you expect me to get to this guy? He's in a completely different prison. He's like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. And if you don't, we'll mail your
Right.
child to you. And it's like, what? And then the arm breakings begin.
I love the way the fighting is shot in this because it's just a wide shot, still camera. I mean, it's crystal clear, everything, and it's super fucking violent.
Yeah, he's put a lot of, you can tell Vince Vaughn's, done the work to come up.
Will's real silent though.
I know, I'm waiting for Will. Like, I'm watching
You
Will's
fucking
face.
hate this
yeah,
movie.
I'll wait for you guys to go through
No,
it
no, no,
before I
let's
give
go.
my-
Go for it. Because for me, it's
Yeah.
like, I've got Udo Kier, exclamation mark. Then I have, this is fucked up. We'll chop up your baby. And then in all caps, arm break. Jesus. Because even I was like, holy shit, that was visceral.
Yeah, I
Go
don't
on,
know.
Will.
I
Bring it
didn't.
on.
I didn't give a shit
You
about
felt nothing,
anything
yeah.
that happened in this movie. I was so bored.
Really?
I thought
You
this
were
movie.
bored before you even started this movie. Though. You
Well,
went
because
in-
I
don't
do
like the
not
director.
like this director
That's
at
fair.
all. I think this guy is a shit director. I'm very comfortable saying that at this point. Having seen his work, I'm like, yeah, this dude sucks. Um, but
Bring it on.
I thought because the thing you're talking about, Udo Kier, that is like an hour, 10 minutes into the movie, and
Yes.
I'm like, bro, that's the inciting incident.
Yes.
There's so much of this movie where I'm like,
Yeah.
cut it out.
I
don't.
completely agree.
The whole beginning where he Street Fighters a car, like that whole opening sequence, I'm like, you can just start at his like new house and then like just say like, oh, because the cheating never comes back into the movie.
No.
It is a non-factor. So I'm like, we wasted our time. It's enough to be like, this guy works for a drug dealer. That's why this dude has this nice house. Like,
We
and-
could have got to Udo Kier in 15
Yeah.
minutes. Easy.
I think that is because it is inspired by like 70s style movies,
Yes.
almost to a fault.
And
I
exploitation
mean,
movies and all that
yeah,
kind of
like
stuff.
the worst kind. I think I said in the group text, this guy makes movies that are the cinematic equivalent of like a Monster Energy drink can full of cigarette butts. That's this
favorite
dude's
genre.
whole vibe.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Vince Vaughn, I technically yes, he's doing a like, and I don't mean technically in the sarcastic sense. I mean on a technical level, he is doing a great job acting. But there's things about the character that just really feel like the director is trying to be clever. Like, who is his buddy? Gil is like, it's not Chad Michael Murray, but it's that type of guy, that
Yeah.
type of actor. I forget that dude's name. He's
Mark
on Buffy.
Lucas
Yes,
from
he was
Buffy. Yes.
yeah, from Buffy, and he says the N word, and you've got Vince Vaughn being like, oh, I don't think you can say that. But meanwhile, he's got like this
Hard
real
cross-censored.
Nazi coded like Christian tattoo on the back of his head, and which is his only tattoo. And I'm just like, man, if that guy has that tattoo, he is saying the N word all the time. There is, I don't believe for a fact that this guy.
Well, it's the thing is that as
Is
the
not
movie goes
racist.
on, though, I don't think he's. I think he's a sociopath or a psychopath. Like he almost doesn't. He just.
But
he is. He just reacts to
maybe.
things.
I mean, I don't know. Like that. It felt a lot like the director wants a badass guy like that, but also is taking time to be like, but also he's a good guy because of these things.
He's
like
got a moral
just,
compass. Yeah.
but the moral compass felt bullshit.
It's only
to me.
pointing
I'm just
towards
like,
his daughter, his unborn
Yeah.
daughter. That's it. And the thing is, it gives him a kind of it's the same kind of focus that they give John Wick for "You Killed My Dog."
mhm.
It's I
Yeah,
am now.
it's the agency. Yeah.
It's the only thing, because he doesn't seem to react. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're this guy or that guy. I don't care if you're if prisoner or a guard. You're in my way, and so just either get out of the way, or I will break your arm, scrape off your face, or decapitate you.
Yeah, it's the ultimate like this guy's a super badass. Like when he beats up the car, I'm just like, okay, so he's an invincible badass and nobody can take this guy down. Because throughout the movie he'll get injured, but none of the injuries ever come into play. Like they're all just makeup on him. Like I mean, he
Right.
gets his feet injured, and I'm like, oh, so is this gonna like impair how he walks? Nope, not at all. He keeps getting shocked by that shock thing. Is that gonna do anything? Nope.
No, he was
So-
just hard the whole time.
Yeah, so he physically on screen has all this damage, but it does not affect how he operates at all. It's essentially non-existent. So I'm just like, all right, this is just the director just wants to show an invincible badass kill a whole bunch of bad guys, and I don't care about anyone in this movie. Like
No,
they
okay.
all suck.
I would say so. Will at this point, I'm like, okay, all right. Though instead of it being like an invincible guy killing 1,000 people, it's actually 4 or 5 guys.
Hmm.
Is all
Yeah,
he actually deals with? And I would say like they do play the his foot injury does play in quite a lot, and then he figures out a way to block the shot kind of thing. But honestly,
Hmm.
like it, and none of the fights are oh, it's going on for like 5 minutes. It's always
No.
just bang, 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 break, or just
Hmm.
like something. It's all just I'm 6'5". I'm just
Yeah.
fucking massive,
yeah,
basically. And you're
uh,
it's he's kind of a bit reachery in a way, but in a very different
Mm.
a
character.
little bit, but without the fun. Like the fun of something like Reacher, or the movie we're going to cover later is it knows this is kind of a silly premise,
Hmm.
and is having fun with that. This director, I'm like, I think this guy's dead serious. I don't think he has any sense of fun about this. I get the sense where he's like, no, I just made the coolest thing ever made. And I'm like, all right, you dork. Like, whatever. Like, I don't know. So this was a rough one because I did not enjoy the filmmaking. I didn't enjoy the story. I don't really have anything positive to say. Even Vince Vaughn's acting, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like
Mm,
it's kind of a big waste of time to like his performance in True Detective, like season two,
Mm.
about the same. And I'm like, that was at least a character who had some moral complexity to him. This guy is he's as shallow as a puddle as far as a character
He hates
goes.
cars and loves his daughter. What's the problem?
That's it. You know, so there was just a bit of
That's
it where
fair.
I'm just like, all right, this it's just really not my thing.
Mm.
I think
Um,
like I said, the authentic prison part was cool, and then we go to
Gets fucking Looney
the
Tunes.
cartoon prison
Let's go to a worse prison.
where
yeah,
Don Johnson comes out and he's like they're all dressed a little bit like Nazis, and he's got his black gloves on. He's always
Ah,
smoking
let's go to
his
Skeletor's castle.
He's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just
yes.
he's
like, all
smoking his
right,
cigar, and even like the other guys are scared. The prison guards are scared of these guys, and
Yeah.
then
mhm.
very quickly, then he needs. I need to get into the prison within the prison, which is where the real fucking assholes are. And so then he takes out these other guys, and then we find out that he's finally done what he's supposed to do, and he gets into the prison inside the prison so he can kill this guy, and that's when we find out. Oh no, it's all
Oh.
just been a ruse so we can torture you for the next 10 years.
Hmm.
Which I was like, oh, okay. Like they got me on that one. That I was like, okay, cool. That's a an interesting twist. But then like he just
But
flips
then
it
you
on
get
his
into
head.
the they get into the prison, like the the little prison bad guy clubhouse beneath the prison,
Yeah.
where they're just like
Yeah,
hanging out with one guy's punching tie, like all of the bad guys from the beginning are just there, and
Well, there's
a
the
new guy's
tire
there.
the
Yeah,
tire punching guy definitely should have been in Ricky-Oh. He's definitely from
yeah.
Ricky-Oh.
hmm
And then
He
you've
ends
got
up like a character in
he
Ricky-Oh.
does
yeah,
very, very much so.
yeah.
I
Then we got
fucking love that.
Elazar there, like the bad guy, and he's basically
You can
like
touch me. Yeah.
like in Narcos, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
it's basically he's got enough money that you
Yeah.
can pay off you can get through prison and get whatever you want. And then that guy Roman is there as well.
Mhm.
And I agree with a certain segment of what Will is saying is that the first hour and 15 minutes didn't need to be there. You
Mhm.
could have done it in bang, 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 shot, 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 or just scene, 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 and we could have had the same
Yeah, the pacing is
emotional
rough. Yeah.
payoff. We could have got there in an hour and a half instead of 2 hours and 15 minutes or as much as it was.
Yeah.
And like we could have actually spent a little bit more time brawling in cell block 99 instead of
Yeah.
like, okay, here we go,
Is
here we go, here
is
we
the
go.
last 5 minutes of the movie is, and I was saying this to my roommate where I'm just like, when you have a movie called The Raid, the whole movie's about the raid. When you
Yeah.
have a movie called Jurassic Park, the whole movie's about a Jurassic Park. Brawl and Cell Block 99, and like it's still the last 5 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
and Brawl is in
It wasn't
heavy
even a
quotes.
Yeah.
brawl.
You
Yeah.
Exactly.
know
Look,
that,
come on, Ron Seal, quick drying wood stain this. Come on. It's like
yeah,
it's the eventually we'll get to a big fight, the movie.
But I like the catharsis at the end where he fucking stomps that. He's like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna rip your head off, and
Yeah.
he does. Then
I
he
do.
comically just
I agree. I the thing is that everything is Will is saying is right. And
I
I
liked it.
agree with everything that Ryan is saying. I really liked it as well. And
Yeah,
like the pacing, the
I
way that
agree
we
that
get the
this.
payoff at the end, I'm
Mhm.
like I
Mhm.
forgive the pacing because it has this kind of like this stoicism that we're putting into Vince Vaughn's character.
You
I
get
think that they
Gil who
find
takes
it
out the
they get a satisfying ending.
Hmm.
And like, and then we get a Riky-Oh smash cut to credits,
A
basically.
That
comic book style head explosion.
Just
it
crazy.
it is the most. It is they literally just shot a mannequin. Like it
Yeah.
is. It looks like they went to J.C. Penney and got a
They could have done a
mannequin.
take two on that one. Honestly, as
Yeah,
like when that,
Disagree.
I was like, that's the last shot of the movie. Again, oh man, I just watched Ricky-Oh, and there were
Yeah.
300 better head explosions than
Bradley
that.
will not
yeah.
return in Avengers
Yeah,
Tuesday.
this guy will not be back.
And nothing of consequence happens to Don Johnson. He's just like, okay, he broke my guy's arm, or he crushes. I mean, the comeuppance of the people who get their comeuppance is great. Like he
Mhm.
literally drags the Asian guy, he drags his fucking head across concrete. He
It's
smashes the other guy. It's fucking funny.
it's
I
crazy.
like how cheap and shitty it is.
Yeah, it's honestly, I like, I would say watch it.
Yeah.
I say Will's reaction, I think, is fair.
Yeah.
But I would
Comparing it
say
to Paddington, which is all this like colorful, vibrant, friendly CGI, where this is just raw, shitty dummy work.
It's yeah, and a lot of it too is just me. Like I don't vibe with this director at all.
that's fair, man.
I famously hated Bone
He says
Tomahawk.
nothing about nice things about you.
Uh, well then, in that case, it's
It's
great.
gonna
Yeah,
be
check this
so
movie out.
awkward
Yeah.
when you get hired to write his next movie.
Oh my God. He
Or
wouldn't accept it because he'd be like, hey, things are happening. We can't
yeah.
have that.
Will,
I'm
can you
working
make
on
this driving scene 3 more minutes long? But I don't want
Yeah.
any dialogue.
How about a 10-minute sequence of, and this is real by the way, like a 10-minute sequence of Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson, and Vince Vaughn eating a sandwich
Yeah. That
silently.
movie I didn't care for.
That's the third one he made. The drag is that Dragged Across
dragged
Concrete?
across
Concrete, yeah.
concrete?
Yeah, just silently, and I'm just like, this guy sucks as a
Yeah,
filmmaker.
that's a tough one.
He's this guy can't make shit.
He's trying something. He's definitely trying something.
There
I'll
is
give him that much.
a bank heist scene because what's her name? Jennifer
Oh, yes, I know. Keep
from
going.
Dexter.
Oh,
she,
yeah, yeah.
She
Carpenter.
plays Jennifer Garber. Yeah, she plays like a bank teller, and there's a bank heist. But the violence in that movie is fucking brutal. Oof.
Well, like and that was the big turnoff for me with Bone Tomahawk is just how realistic. Like at least in this one, I'm like, look,
It's
this is
comic
pretty
book, yeah.
Looney Tunes-esque, so I can let it go. It doesn't bother me. But the Bone Tomahawk is he went like, no, this has got to look real,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that's
It's crazy that he's directing Paddington 4. written by Will.
yeah. Paddington stops so many
Please.
people.
Oh my God. Like so this one I find I like this. I like the duality of like I said, everything that's being saying about this movie is true.
Yeah.
I
You'll
still
either
think
love it or hate
works.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still think
Yeah.
it works as a movie. I think if I was a producer, I would get it 40 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
Um,
He got no notes on this one.
Not a single. No, he doesn't listen.
But
He
I
doesn't
also
give
I don't
himself
think this
notes.
got like I don't feel like this probably didn't get a theatrical release. This feels like very much a
Straight to the toilet.
yeah.
It's
Like the dude's head. He
Yeah,
stomps into the hole in the
exactly.
ground.
well, it was out of competition at Venice. It got its reviews at 90% on the Tomatometer. That being said, it made so off its $4 million budget, it made
which is kind of crazy.
$79,000.
Mm.
It wasn't exactly a word of mouth. Hey guys, I've got a date movie idea. Let's
Fair.
go watch Vin Vaughn.
But you
Vince
got to
Vaughn.
think to make this movie for $4 million, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No,
For it to make $79,000, also impressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say the people who bought tickets are the same people who reviewed the movie, and that's all his family and
I
friends.
Is it
feel like
like-
maybe I rented had this on DVD from Netflix. I honestly don't remember. Maybe it wasn't.
Oh
that
wow,
long
the
ago.
DVD from Netflix back in the day.
Maybe
It
but
made
I
it
don't know.
made best of lists for the year from Newsweek, the LA Times, Collider,
And Tucker Carlson Weekly.
Daily Wire.
Yeah.
It was a documentary there. So interesting. I would say watch it. Will would say for the love of God don't watch it. And
It's on Hulu. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, apart from 2.5
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Well, Again, like I
Smash
remember
your
liking
own
this
face into
movie.
a toilet. That you'll
It
have a
is
better time.
the first time I saw this movie, just like Ali said, I was just like really engaged to see like where the fuck is this going? And I
Yeah.
agree with you that the pacing, like now that I've trying to rewatch it, I'm like, oh, I really forgot just how much of a slow burn it really is, and like the segments you get in between, just like the dialogue and the walking. Like I totally agree with what you're saying. It is a fucking slog, but I still enjoy this movie.
I can see that.
Yep.
That being said, if you want to talk about violence, prison, and enjoyment,
Hmm.
there is only one. Much like a Highlander, there can be only one, and I think it's pretty obvious where everybody's like. I was brought.
Yeah.
This movie came to my attention. Like I said, is Edgar Wright, one of my favorite filmmakers, was asked to sort of put together a list of the best movies ever made, and number one, written in as a circled, underlined, was Riky-Oh, the story of Riky-Oh. He goes, this,
Yeah.
he says it transcends ranking.
Yeah. Well,
There's a
he
rank, and
had
then
it.
there's the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, he had his list, and like 10 spots above number
Yeah.
one is Ricky-O.
And he went on Brett Goldstein's podcast to talk. It was like, God, what the fuck is this podcast called? But it's like like movies to pick before you die or
Something like that.
something like
Yes, yeah,
right.
it's something like that. Yes.
And that was like a COVID piece. So it's the two of them. I think it's a two-part episode. It's the two of them. They're walking outside talking, but he's talking about Ricky-O, a movie I'd seen years ago. But to hear one of my favorite directors to discover that this is one of their favorite movies, I'm like, oh my God.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like, we watched this movie as a group at some point. I can't remember when. Like the thing is, I know that we must have been definitely been drinking that
Drinking,
day
yeah.
because there's a scary amount of this movie that I'd forgotten. That I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'd forgotten about this. Oh my
I
God.
forget if this was like a late night watch between you and then we did a group watch because I feel like we were just super drunk drinking all day. And then just
it was COVID, guys.
we watched yeah. This was Tuesday. And we were like so prepared to just talk shit about this like really schlocky film and the whole time we're like
This is the greatest
the
movie ever made.
cinematography is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Even now we're like rewatch I think I watched it the other day. I'm like this kind of like looks like The Substance.
Yeah.
It's just this like clean beautiful
The,
film.
the effects are
Yeah.
fantastic. The
Yeah.
fact that it knows exactly what it is at all times, fantastic. The guy that plays Ricky, absolutely transcendent. Just
I
guy
had
is
to think like
By the
is
way, his name's not Ricky.
I know,
No.
we're going
It's
with
it's Liu Kang.
Yeah.
I'm like
some-
watching this.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Was this this came out a year after, or excuse me, a year before the first Mortal Kombat came out. This came out in 91. I think Mortal
Mhm.
Kombat
This
came out in
came in. You
92.
got it right. Good Lord. You
Yeah,
came
because
in
I
in
looked it up. I'm
91.
like, this had to have inspired Mortal Kombat. It's insane. Like the
Oh,
X-ray shit, like I'm
Yes.
like,
yeah.
What a great shot.
Yeah.
how do they fucking do that? That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Actually,
Yeah.
I asked that question out loud at least a dozen times
Wait, you
because
fucking
their
eagle
special
punch?
effects, their practical effects, they're just the approaches they make, the way he punches through
Yeah,
the wall. I'm just like
yeah.
this movie as well. Look, guys, do you define this movie as a comedy? Because I do.
I think it's a documentary.
Yeah. It's I can every time I watch this I can tell that it is inspired. It feels like inspired by the manga. Like
Yeah.
the manga feels like storyboards for what they were trying to do with this movie. Like a lot of the dialogue, it's like usually a row of four guys. They each say one thing in exposition. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe he did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
who would have thought?
Yeah.
Like, it's so
The
fucking
extras
funny.
are terrible in this movie.
I think
Again,
that,
same one guy doing the voiceover.
But
It's
this
crazy.
is as an extra, your instructions are guys at all times just act like you're muttering to each other and point. And so it's just
Yeah.
a bunch of guys in the background pointing at different times
It's
for
so
different
fucking
things.
funny.
just
It's so
pure
it's
chaos.
unintentionally funny, but again, I do kind of want to watch it once in the like original intended audio instead of the hilarious English dub. But it's like it's so good.
yeah,
Well,
the dub's hilarious, but I've now seen it more in the original, like in the original language than I've seen the dub
Does it
version.
feel any different? Like,
I mean, it's a little different. It feels more legitimate. Like it's not just
yeah,
like some illegal pirated rip or something like
yeah.
that. But that being said, depending on how you watch the original version, if you're watching the Criterion one versus I got a DVD from somewhere, and the names of the characters are all completely different. Like
You mean it's not
uh,
Alan,
it's
Jeff,
not no.
Arthur,
Would you ever tell me that? That was
Gordon?
hilarious. It's like Yeah, the version I have has like Cyclops Dan and Raging River as like the names. Um,
Or like the north, south, east, what, like the four horse, like the
yeah,
heavies, right?
yeah, they're called something different, but like Criterion, I think Criterion has just a straight translation because
In the
like
Oh,
dub, it's Gang of Four. In
the
Cantonese, they're
Gang
the
of Four.
Four Heavenly Kings.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's what my version says.
Well, I'll tell you what, though.
Uh,
So this is what's interesting, Ryan. In the version that we were watching, is did you try turning on the subtitles? Because if you do, you start noticing, oh, the lines are different.
yeah,
So
I
if you watch the version that Will watched with subtitles, they're saying very different things to what our dubbed guys are saying. Not just names.
yeah.
Sometimes the lines in it. So I actually
Yeah,
had
no,
to turn
I
the
watched the
subtitles off because
original.
I
Yeah,
was getting distracted by,
This
okay, there's too much going on. I just want to watch heads explode.
this and honestly, this I think this movie's just a straight 130 minutes, like, right? But it
I'm
yeah,
pretty
feels
sure, yeah.
like a fucking epic because you get the flashbacks, you get the training montages with the totally not creepy fucking uncle.
Right.
That's like I used to know you when you were 7 or 8 years old. It's just
yeah.
like it's
Like,
so fucking. I was having flashbacks to when Ollie and I like watched this movie together, not so like tied to the movie itself. I was just remembering us laughing hysterically at how absurd this was. Them just desecrating this graveyard.
Yeah,
Instead of just like
just smashing the headstones into each other. Ah,
I
just
just I
smashing
wanted
them.
it to cut to like a widow, like an old man, like, oh my God. You're like,
So
just
like we are visiting the grave of our son. What are you
no,
doing?
no. Him just put it, he's like, yeah, you're ready, you're trained. Like, like, it's unclear what his powers are. He just has superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Like, I love that, like, the idea of what they're in prison for. It's like 7 years for stealing from your own company.
Not
Like,
even
Yeah.
sure. Not even sure why he's there or if he's supposed to be undercover or the plot just stops mattering at
is
some point.
like
Just live in the moment,
the
man.
warden has a photo. They're like he's got a photo of I honestly do not know if it's his sister or his girlfriend because he gets so upset. They're like, hey, we'll have a really good time with her. I'm like, didn't she, according to a future flashback, avoid a sexual or get sexually assaulted? Again, unclear.
Mhm.
She, through this devastating trauma, runs out of this building, runs up to the roof, and immediately
Just
throws
fucking
herself
just
off.
jumps off. And
Just
I went,
jump.
what?
No hesitation.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest dummy just
Yeah. Just bouncing off the
about the
concrete.
bonk. And I'm just like, this movie's perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's huge. I mean, honestly, I have maybe 10 times the notes for this movie
Yeah.
than I had for the other two movies
hmm
combined.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, this is the craziest thing. And it's fun just to go back and read it.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. Oh, just carrying my sick abs, bitch. Oh, just a bunch of bullets in my titties. And it's like, but then as at this point, I realize it starts feeling like an Edgar Wright comedy. It does. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you look at what he did with Scott Pilgrim and you look at what he did with Spaced and you look at like his approach to things that I'm like, oh, I get it. He's
Yeah.
just like, oh, we can just do that.
If you're going to be inspired by one movie for your whole career, it should be this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I,
like,
and I was gonna say, like, it's interesting because I don't know if this same director did the live action Fist of the North Star adaptation because the comics are the same guy. It's if you've never read
oh,
Fist of the North Star, it's essentially Mad Max if Mad Max punched everybody,
hmm
but it's the exact same style of a 15-foot tall guy is like, what are you doing? And then the
punch.
character punches him 85,000 times and the guy explodes.
hmm
It's the same exact thing.
Sounds good.
But I've seen the live action Fist of the North Star, and it doesn't have the juice that this does. Like this is like on another
What
level.
I don't know what it is about this movie because I've seen movies like this, but it's so competently made. Like
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
musical stings, like sure it's like schlocky and cheese. I don't care for like the gargantuan Hulk guy at the end. Like that's like the
Oh yeah,
weakest
yeah.
part for me, like the makeup effects.
It
But
gets
it's
a
like
little wonky.
but you can tell it's so clearly based off of that what the aesthetic of that manga is.
Yeah.
Mm.
The drooling and the just
Yeah.
he sh
all
he
the
shoots
big guys drooling at each
it's
other.
he like the Zorro. He's like, we you paid me 50 pounds of rice to kick your butt or
Yeah.
something. Like they're just all cartoon characters.
Absolutely.
And then the violence is so violent, but
The
so
warden has a gun that
cartoonish.
shoots bullets that make you like
Yeah,
blow up like a balloon.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was an amazing effect.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Credit where that one is like, and it comes at, much like I was saying, like this is the one that if you if you blink, you've missed someone's head explode. Like it's the right
Yeah.
at the beginning. It's like, oh damn, I tripped my face off. Like the
Yeah.
plank to the
Right.
face. I knew I
Oh, it's
shouldn't have left
great.
that plank on the floor with all
Yeah,
those
he's
nails.
got the tools that come out of no seemingly nowhere. Like in the beginning, like to establish the violence in this, it's like an old man is like, "Oh, I made this toy for my son, and I'm getting out in a few days." And the guy's like hell you are."
Yeah.
This large toy train just falls out of him. Then he pulls out. He's like, "Fuck you!" He pulls out the wood sander from like, why are they? Why
Yeah.
do they all have access to these tools?
Yeah.
There's a
And
guy that
also,
has like a giant serrated saw. Like
yeah, they're never locked
Oh,
up
the
either.
saw.
People are just
No.
walking around the prison at all
My
time.
favorite, maybe the best scene of people playing basketball since Along Came Polly. It's almost like Kung Pao style of like
Yeah.
we're playing. Like it's so fucking funny.
It's
God.
there's so much unintentional or I like this is what I wonder intentional comedy. And that's what I was asking is
Right.
did they just know what this movie is like?
There's
Like I
no
said,
way.
the bit where that guy dies. I mean, everybody dies in this movie in some
Yeah.
horrific way, but the guy that made the little train, and so then Ricky goes out in the rain just to look at his body, and like he just reaches into his thing that then pulls it out from an invisible pocket. This full
Yeah.
train. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I go, this is my bit. I go, where the fuck did he pull that train from? And then in capital letters, who fucking cares, Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't
still
care.
think like I definitely got the sense that every shot in this movie is a direct frame from that graphic novel. Like,
I-
that's what it feels like.
It's from what the panels I've seen, it's like a direct, like literally just
And
one-to-one adaptation.
I know there was an animated version of this movie. I forget if it came out before or after, but
I don't know either.
somehow not nearly as violent.
Yeah, I also have no interest in seeing. Like, I'm just like, no, this is so good that
If you're gonna just why mess with
Yeah,
perfection?
for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
was just morbidly curious, like,
yeah,
oh, I wonder if I was like, oh, that's got to be way more violent than this, but I'm like, no, that's just Paddington in comparison.
yeah. But I love like okay, so going to like the acting in this is like I love that nobody is like phoning it in, just being like, oh, we're in a schlocky movie.
No,
Like
nobody.
everybody is bringing. I'm surprised this lead actor wasn't in more things.
This is what I'm
Right?
saying. The guy's
Yeah.
got fucking aura. I mean, he spends the whole
Yeah.
movie just aura farming
The-
anyway. He's just
the-
Yeah.
constantly flexing or something.
He's
just
got
looking
all
awesome.
this aura, but then it cuts to a flashback of him
Yeah!
running around.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, how is it even the same
It's
person? Like,
incredible.
it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I've got
It's
flashback
amazing
Ricky
range.
and his like his in his
Uncle!
cardigan.
He just
He's
fucking-
like, just come frolic
what a range.
with his girls.
What a
Let's
range,
go
yeah.
frolic and let's have fun with the remote
He's
control.
got 2 remote control helicopters. I'm like, all right, we get it. You have money.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was dying. I was
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah,
Such a jarring flashback of like the dude does have fucking ring.
I think he's because they open the prison scene. It's like so and so, John, 20 years old, embezzlement or whatever, and it cuts
Yeah.
to Riky-Oh, 21, murder.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, I can't wait to see how he murdered that guy, and he basically just punches his head, craters his head in. The effects in this are so good, and they're so
Astounding.
different.
Yeah.
They're never the same. I mean, the guy where they managed to cut a guy skin off from his nose down.
Down.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
did that just happen? Did
That was
just...
the flute boy. In my mind, I'm like, what was this flute kid in there for?
Right.
And then he gets in day one, sees something he shouldn't have, and they just cut his fucking tongue out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The kid had too much skin in the game.
It's just so fucking uncomfortable.
I
I
mean,
think
and pick your favorite part of the movie: burying him for 7 days, and like, yeah, it's
yeah.
The razor blades in his mouth that he
the
then spits
razor
into the
blades
guys.
in the mouth. Then like, and yeah, when he
With
spits
the
at the guy, he spits,
rebar.
he spits like 10,000 pounds, or like
Yeah.
10,000 liters of like blood on the guy. It was so, it's
Yeah.
like one of those spoof movies we've seen when it's like from Hot Shots Part Two.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All the water goes onto it. I was this, yeah, the razor blades in the mouth, and then he spits it in the guy's
I, like,
face.
To our audience, if you are old enough to remember the original Daily Show with Craig Kilborn,
Yes.
that was my introduction to this thing. I forget if it wasn't the moment of Zen, it was just the very end. It would have
It was like at
their-
the end of the credits.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
because it was in every episode, I think.
Yeah.
It was just him clapping some dude's head and exploding like a watermelon.
Yeah.
And I'd never thought of it beyond that. And I was like, fuck, what is this from? Because maybe I'd seen it pop up on the internet. And I'm like, I gotta look this movie up. So I found it. It was Riky-Oh. And I remember going to Virgin Megastore at Arizona Mills Mall, because they somehow had a copy of it, and
That's
I
crazy.
bought that movie and Cannibal Holocaust, and they were the
Oh my
only
God.
two movies
You're on a
locked
fucking
behind
watch
an
list now.
acrylic case.
Yeah.
I had to have some 17-year-old kid come over and unlock that for me. I'm like, one Ricky-Oh, please. And I don't know how I bought these two DVDs. I still have Cannibal Holocaust. I'm pretty sure Adam has my fucking Ricky-Oh. Piece of
Adam
shit.
acting all innocent on the
Adam.
text thread, like, what is
He
a
knows.
Ricky-Oh?
Yeah. I don't know.
We're on to you, Adam.
Ugh. But yeah,
But
it's a blast.
that's crazy that it was even at Virgin Mega, because
I
I got this as a bootleg from
because they had
somewhere.
like imports and stuff there. I remember
Yeah.
that, but like it was
Man,
it's
Virgin
crazy.
Megastores, miss those. So
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
was just in Japan, where a Virgin Megastore
Yeah.
is an entirely different thing.
Well, yeah. Damn, you beat me to it. I was gonna be like, we call it the Tanga headquarters.
Yeah.
But there is an I couldn't even put together a top 25 of the
No.
craziest favorite moments
No.
from this movie. And
There's
a
a
whole
part
movie.
where a person kicks a dog in half.
Yeah.
kicks a dog in half.
I mean, whom among us hasn't? Like,
It's just what? And then honestly, it pays off. They pay that off because that's how Ricky survives with that food. But no, we've got things like the bit where the guy dies and he gets angry and he fights the rain. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, have you ever fought the rain and gone, ah? You know, just
Yeah,
immediately I was thinking Edgar
yeah.
Wright again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the guy turns up, he's like fat bastard from Austin Powers, and then he punches this guy's stomach out. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
punches his stomach out. The bit where he pulls the nail out of his hand. What
Awesome.
an effect!
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I was like,
Yeah.
did they just put a real nail in that guy's hand?
The whole fight between him and the first, I forget the first guy's name with the tattoos on his back, who's fucking
In
jacked.
my version, it's Raging River is his name.
Sure,
But
yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think
No,
it's Jeff in the one you
Jeff,
saw.
yeah.
yeah.
But the warden's like, "Hey, we need you to take Ricky-Oh out." So he's like, "Here, use the knife." And he's like, "Okay." And then my favorite throwaway bit in this, the warden who has a hook arm and a glass eye, and like the food spread, it's disgusting. It's like
Bloody
It's what I want
steak.
my office to
he
look
takes
like.
the bloody steak, which is hysterical, but he takes his eye out and he just goes, "Would you care for some mince?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's just like,
this is why this is a comedy.
yeah,
Yeah. In an insane world where like violence like this happens, somehow the mince is like the craziest. It's so
It's-
crazy that even that guy's like,
he's
not-
got like
not
a yeah,
good. Like,
he's got a fighting fish and a thing. It's crazy. So then you get that fight sequence where he stabs Ricky-Oh in his tendon in his forearm. He's like, "Yeah, now you're
Oh.
basically crippled." And then it
just-
blinds him with glass in his eyes, and you're like, surely this is Ricky-Oh's undoing. So, but he smashes the thing, clears the water out, ties his tendons back together. That's
together.
not how
Just-
arms
just
work.
does a fucking double knot.
Ties the knot with his
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
just
You know,
But I
take,
love the
take
cut to
rabbit
the-
around the tree.
the cut to the prisoners in the background. They're like, "What is he doing?" Then he fights. He disembowels himself, and then he's like, "You're right, Ricky. You're pretty good." And he proceeds to kill himself.
What?
But then, if we're going out
Choke with his
together,
intestines.
his own intestines.
Oh man.
which is
But that's when you get the scene where he flips him over
yes,
and then punches. You get that. I still do not. How would you ever capture that X-ray? That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
it's incredible, and it's
You
such
would
a
have had
quick-
to have actually punched through someone's
Yeah,
skull.
it's a quick
via
cut
X-ray.
as well, and it's like and then you get Mortal Kombat, and even like those sniper games that Ryan and I
Yeah,
play,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where you're like you shoot a Nazi in the dick and you get it in slow motion, and you see
Definitely.
it all.
But
And
to
I'm
see
just
it in
like,
this in '91, that's nuts.
yes,
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie, like like I said, as much as like exactly like Ryan said and exactly like Will said, is that it's as you start what you see how this has influenced people.
Mhm.
It's like you can do that with movies. We can just do that, and it's like, and it's not bad. It's like Ryan said, it's shot well. It
Mhm.
So I
looks
think-
good. It's ridiculous.
I think the humor, just like I think the same thing with the Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I don't think this was like intentionally made to be funny. I think
Yeah.
they just set out to make like their idea of a serious film that just happened to be funny many years later.
Oh, I don't know. I know. Mate, look at the way like the warden's son.
No,
yeah,
I hate that. The worst.
it's a little
Pure,
shit.
pure comedy. The guy is there for the
He was
comedy.
so clearly an adult man.
Yeah,
Right.
he and his dad are the same age.
Yeah.
The way that Ricky can just slap an eye out of somebody's head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just glorious. I mean,
Ugh.
it's care for a mint from my eye, smash cut, crucifixion. You know,
Yeah.
we just got, we
God.
just-
I like the gang of four. They're all each unique like henchman characters. They all
Yeah.
have their own
Mhm.
thing. There's the one.
It reminds me of Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, talking about the guitarist. That bitch found like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but you're like,
there's the one dude that is so pretty, it's a girl.
it's a woman.
Yeah.
That's
It is. It is a woman.
It is a
yeah.
woman.
Okay, but
Thank
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
How was I going to explain this boner?
Listen, we're all feminists here. Yeah. But I just don't, I couldn't, from the context of the character, is it supposed to be a man? But the character just, because why would the
Yes.
woman be in a men's prison? Like, but it's so clear. Even the guy doing the voiceover does a very effeminate
Yeah.
voice. So it's very confusing, deeply
Yes.
erotic.
Yes, very. Almost as
Very,
erotic
yeah.
as the
The
wall
guy
of
who's got
porn.
the scorpion, the little nails that shoot
Yes.
out, and then just guy who's big, who
Yeah.
smash head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who?
That scene where he punches up
punches-
through the guy's throat, his
Yeah.
fist comes out,
Oh.
Wow.
and then
love
the
it.
guy lives. He's still alive,
Yeah.
only to get crushed.
That's not a fatality.
And then there's
yeah.
a hydraulic press for
Sure,
why,
yeah.
you know, like for why, who
Yeah,
cares?
the only thing I didn't like was like the end fight with the warden. Like just that to me, I think I was maybe so burnt out on the violence, and it's such a guy in like a latex suit.
So-
It just feels.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminded me of the early Peter Jackson movies.
Oh yeah, Dead Alive.
Yeah.
You know, what's the
Very,
one
very
where
Meet the
they-
Feebles and
Yeah.
and Dead Alive.
Dead
yeah.
Alive. It reminded me of Dead Alive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where like this movie, but then it like you get into the final fight, mate. At that point, it's like whatever drugs you've been taking to watch this movie, make sure they kick in at that exact moment because
But like
that-
he punches Ricky, and this is, by the way, this is not a stunt actor doing this. This is him
Right.
being
they
fucking
throw that guy
flung through
around.
a pillar. Yeah, and it's like there's no cuts there. That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the actor playing Ricky again. We're just calling him Ricky. In our version, Will he's called Ricky.
And you look
Yeah.
it up, it's just what his name's YK Kim.
Oh, this is his origin.
There's a secret room that can get filled with concrete. You know, like he gets broken, like he gets made solid in concrete and then breaks his way out of it. It's
God.
The best though, not to the ending of this where he dismantles everyone, because it's established at the beginning of these, all of these prisons are for profit. I'm like, that would never happen.
yes, I've got that as a
Could you
note.
imagine?
I've
Yeah.
got that. The
The
first
year
note,
is 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's one of my 2001 private prisons. How ridiculous! Oh,
Yeah. Uh-oh.
you mean
Yeah.
the basis of the entire
But
American?
he gets
Yeah.
it gets the end. He punches the concrete wall that just explodes.
Beautiful.
And he says, "You are all free now." And he walks out, and all the prisoners just are dancing. They don't leave; they're just standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like he's always got the move where he does the Bruce Lee. He
Yeah.
just tastes his own blood. He's covered in it. He's
Why?
like, all right, this is, and he does the, you
Yeah.
know, something's coming. But I've
The
got
only
the
thing that could
physical
kill him is a
effects-
staph infection. Yeah.
Well, it's the physical effects of throwing people through walls and things astounding.
Yeah.
And it's like it's it's even like the explanation is, what's going on is hi Ricky, I'm your uncle. I have special powers. So do you. The end. Like, by the way,
Yeah.
you got special powers.
If you're gonna be the warden of the most dangerous prison, you got to be the best fighter too. And he's
Mm.
like, "All right," takes his gun belt off. Like,
There's my very last note is this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's
Mhm.
just, and that's the only way I can boil. There's not a single movie in the world that is like this movie, and there's no movie in the world that I think could ever be this movie. It's
Yeah.
the absolute true original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only way to put it, and it is the strangest, most violent, most ridiculous, funniest, most upside down, inside out movie you'll ever see, and you'll never forget it.
Yeah. This is one of those. It's sort of like the first Ghostbusters, which is like you can only get this situation once,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened on accident. Like
Mhm.
they've tried to make other Ghostbuster movies, but it's like the first one
yeah.
is such an accident,
Yeah.
and also as Patrick Willems pointed out, it's not about anything. There's no
Yeah.
deeper meaning to Ghostbusters, so it's like
No.
you cannot replicate this movie. And Ricky-Oh's the same way. Like you can't.
Yeah.
You can set out to try, but you will make a fundamentally different movie. You just
And-
can't.
yeah, you're trying to. Yeah, it's like trying to record an echo. It's just nothing could ever come close to this unless you'd have to do something completely different, and then it would just be glaringly obvious you're trying to replicate Riky-Oh, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
Have you yeah, see, there you go. I'm looking at some of the reviews, and the violence comes fast and furious. more over the top than Sam Raimi or Peter Jackson ever could. I'm like, yeah, you got some sort of
Yeah.
the Sam
Like,
Raimi
was
in
this
there as
movie
well.
well received in the 90s? Because I didn't see it until at least 2003,
I
2000.
think it was a pretty like indie like
Darling.
sleeper, yes, like sleeper hit. I don't think it even performed. I could be totally wrong.
The
I
film
don't
made
think it
two
performed well.
million in Hong Kong dollars though, so that's actually like
It's
two
not a
hundred.
lot.
$79,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the box office, it was a major hit in video rentals.
That makes
The
sense.
reason there's another reason for that is it's because it was category 3, which is basically the porn. Like, so basically, it's the only
Oh.
non-erotic movie to get that,
Oh.
just because of the
Hell
violence.
yeah.
I disagree. This movie is deeply erotic.
Yeah. I
It's
was
you
bricked
seen
up
that-
the whole time.
that
Yeah.
flute
pretty
scene?
wet. It's they did actually make a sequel as well. An unofficial sequel called Dint King Inside King, aka The Story of Ricky 2 or Super Powerful Man, released in Hong Kong in 2005, never released in the
Ooh.
US or Europe. Fang Xiu Wong is again cast in the title role and wears the camouflage poncho seen in the flashbacks in the manga.
Cool. That is a
Will's
cool
face,
fucking
Will's
poncho.
jaw is
Wow.
actually just a gape.
As Will reaches off screen to pull the Blu-ray.
Yeah, the novelization. It's just
yeah.
a book. I open it up and he just punches me through the face.
It's just a pop-up fist.
Yeah.
Every time.
Oh, 5 stars. Perfect book.
Oh, I do want to say actually one thing about this movie, which is different from what Will was saying about Cell Block 99, is every single punch has a cost in this movie.
Mhm,
Every hit, the very next shot, that person's face is bleeding from that place. Now, granted,
Yeah.
like Ricky can just heal himself with natural aura and coolness.
Yeah, it's not
But
clear.
who cares? But he
Yeah.
gets injured and cut,
Yeah.
and it hurts, and it
Yeah,
same for
he's got
everybody else.
scarred up after it. Yeah,
Every hit
yeah.
has a cost.
He's got battle damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he can also, because this is established thanks to the warden, he's like, he can hurt people without even touching them.
Oh yeah.
What?
And, yeah, he did. He goes and does the punch and stops short, and then the guy's
Nosebleed.
nose
Yeah.
starts bleeding. He's like, yeah, he aura punched him.
I
in
like
the
too the
nose.
idea. He's like, hey, if you're working for an internal agency, you let me know. We'll make it like this guy's such a scumbag.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot how he dies because he gets his good eye removed. He
Right.
then has his non-hook hand cut off,
Yeah.
and then the prisoners take him in. They use him as a human shield, and the
Yeah,
warden
takes a bunch
shoots
of
him, and then
bullets.
he explodes comically.
Yes. It's a wonderful way to go.
Yeah.
We were talking about so Yukari Oshima is the girl playing the boy, and there's a one bit in the because even I was thinking about this where they're
Yeah, I
having
remember
that whole
there's-
conversation, that big burning building in the background, and I go,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a real burning building.
Oh, because they're also, if you guys didn't know, they are harvesting opium at
That's
this
right.
prison.
Oh, right. That's actually the plot. Yeah.
But so they're doing this, and they look pretty wet. It's because they've doused them with water. But like apparently, you got like Ricky is watching this. They're doing the scene, and he can start seeing her neck is starting to smoke and steam and bubble.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, what the hell? What are you doing? She goes, well, you hadn't finished your line, so I was waiting for cut. And so he's like, apparently she was like a legend to him from that point on. Like
Holy shit.
she's an absolute badass. Yeah,
And they're married to this day.
to this day. Wow. Honestly, the guy that accepted the role of Ricky, he took it before even knowing what it was about, and he had no idea it was this ultra violent thing. He was shocked at the amount
Could
of
you
violence.
imagine, like,
Yeah.
to be a fly? Like, there should be a documentary on the making of this film,
God.
and it should be
Mhm.
10 hours long.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, we should make the movies that made us.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I
Yeah.
forgot we're doing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
Shit.
to the
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's been a while, all right? It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we
but
got to watch this movie.
This
Yeah.
is, I think, the easiest recommendation
Oh,
that
yeah.
I can make for
Okay.
anyone ever.
Oh yeah. I will say this. Okay, if we're wrapping up, but of all three of these prisons, which one would you want to be in, and which crime would you have committed to be in it?
That's a great question.
Ooh.
Stick me in the British prison. I want to be in the prison
yeah.
from Paddington, but I've probably been locked up by saying all the British words wrong because I've been American for so long.
Yeah.
So it's for saying pants
Mhm.
instead of trousers. I probably said aluminum, and they're like,
Yeah.
straight to
Ooh.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, what is this, a
deserved,
biscuit? It's a
deserved.
scone, you freak. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you've got to go. Sorry, mate, you're locked up.
Yeah. I mean, the Riky-Oh prison just seems the most fun to me.
I was gonna also say the Riky-Oh prison
Plus,
because
I would dominate playing basketball.
And then, yeah, you're never locked up. You can go anywhere you want. There's a bunch of opium if you're up for
Apparently,
it.
they're free woodworking class.
I would also choose the Riky-Oh prison, and based on like everyone else's crimes, the crime I committed to like get in there is I stole the marmalade from the British prison.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and obviously
you
that
deserve to
warrants
die.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, going to that prison. What a
What's
way
the
to go, though.
what's the good kind of bestiality? I forget.
Ask OpenAI real quick.
Yeah, no, ask Grok that one.
Yeah.
That'll give you the real answer.
And
This
also,
film-
who of the three prisons? Sorry, I've got another one.
Go for it.
The who was the best warden?
Ooh.
Wow.
When I say best, I mean like just from a character
Well, because
standpoint, not a
you've
moral
got the
standing.
warden from Paddington reading everyone their goodnight book.
Yeah,
Yes.
Just adorable. You've got the
a real maniac.
You've got Brawl and Cellbook 99. You've got Don
I
Johnson.
think Don John like it for just like just in terms of worst, like between Don Johnson's character and then the hook-handed, one-eyed, mint-toting warden from Riky-Oh, it's a tough battle.
I mean,
It's bloody hard. Put the two of them together.
Dream blunt rotation.
oh my god.
You've got
All I'm
I-
saying is there's a lot of overlap in these movies.
Yeah. I would pick the warden. He's the vice warden in Riky-Oh.
Oh,
because
true.
I'm jealous of his office.
yeah, right, yeah. All the
I mean, those are
porn.
so clearly porno VHS
Yeah,
at this
they are.
point.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
they're all porn, and then he's got that wonderful food spread in front of him. That's all I want. In my
You mentioned changing your background. It kind of looks like your current background.
Listen, just swap out all these like artsy fartsy titles for real cinema.
The thing is,
And,
though, guys, it's we got the big question is like it's not about what's the best movie, is which one is the most authentic prison.
I will authentic.
All right, we might have missed the mark here.
I will say Riky-Oh starts and ends in prison.
That
Yes.
is true.
Brawl in Cell Block 99 does have that 10 minutes of very authentic someone getting checked into prison, but it took us an hour and 15 minutes to get.
Yeah, and it's a 10-hour movie, and so it's
Yeah.
No Paddington 2?
yeah. I
No.
No,
I mean-
guys,
I mean-
it's got to be Ricky.
that is how British prisons are right? Like that's what they're all
Yeah.
like.
No, Ricky-Oh. I want Ricky-Oh. It's the champion of all things. Ricky-Oh, the
If-
greatest movie of all time. Ricky-Oh.
I feel like if we don't pick Riky-Oh, then he will punch through the
If
screen
for
and kill us all.
nothing,
He'll
if
slap
at
your
least
eye out of your head.
if for nothing, if at least one person listens to this podcast episode and then goes to watch Riky-Oh, we have
Oh.
done our
Yeah,
jobs.
We've done our
Yes.
jobs. You wait. It's going to be much like everything else. Like for the 12 people that do listen to the podcast, one of them apparently works for the streamers because every time we talk about some esoteric movie, it's
Oh.
on streaming within a week.
I assure you that will not happen with this pick.
But look, how can we not pick Ricky-Oh, the only one of these three movies, and maybe the only movie we've done on the podcast that's also in the Criterion collection? It is
It's true.
regarded as a legendary movie. It is regarded as a legendary by legendary directors themselves, and it is a pure joy to watch. Just don't let
Does-
children anywhere near it.
Does
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, in his Criterion Closet picks, does he pick this movie?
It's
Like,
not.
does he pick-
It doesn't have like an official
Okay, I feel like I asked that before.
Blu-ray release. I mean, even the Blu-ray I got is
Is there
like
not a 4K, like a Vinegar Syndrome 4K of this?
no, which is insane.
What? That's nuts.
I think there was a UK release of this, which is the version I've got is like a bird DVD rip.
Oh yeah,
of
the one I bought from
the
Virgin
UK
Megastore was. It
was
I
also
opened it up and it was just like a. Just a verbatim CDR.
hell yeah. That's honestly the only way to watch this movie is through some means like that.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me. I think I may have mentioned it before. It's one of my nice little physical media things, but it's the girl with the dragon tattoo. When you get the Blu-ray DVD box
Oh yeah,
set.
right. Yeah.
The Blu-ray is cool, but the DVD is just
It's just a burned disc.
a burned disc, like because she's a hacker and it's just written on pen.
Oh, yeah.
It just says the Dragon Tattoo movie.
That's cool.
It is
There's a group I love, Mega 64, and one of their Blu-ray releases is it's like that. You open it up and both discs look like burned discs, but they just say porn on it, like
Yeah, for
porn,
sure.
like in Sharpie, like pornography.
Nice.
So look, let's. I'm. My vote's Ricky-Oh. I think it goes in the pantheon of movies that we
You know,
the Wraith.
I, I'm
Like the
just
classics.
I'm just thinking like you get this like catch-all phrase for describing movies like, oh, it's like Die Hard on a bus, Die Hard on a plane, whatever. Why don't we have like, oh, this is like Ricky-Oh on a cruise ship or Ricky-Oh at a circus or like, what are we doing?
Because
Oh,
there is
hold on, I gotta
only
write some movies really quick.
there is only one Ricky-Oh, even though he's in the title twice.
Ricky-Oh, comma rom-com? Huh.
Oh my god.
You want to see broken hearts?
They'll explode.
Physically
Rips
remove
it.
them. Yeah. It's funny too because I had just recently watched Mortal Kombat 2, which was okay. But then like it, even like there's a lot of practical work in that, but just going back to like your roots and seeing that like this is just unbeatable. Much like Ricky-Oh, the character himself, this
Yeah.
film is unbeatable.
I agree. I think there's so much that people can learn from this movie.
Yeah. Like
It's
how
just so
to
ridiculous.
desecrate a graveyard.
I'm gonna go try it today.
Yeah. How to be shot 5 times and live.
Yeah, or just how to stand at all times looking awesome.
Yeah.
Looking awesome, just
It's not as easy as you think.
yeah. But you pulled off, mate. Is anyone disagreeing with my vote here?
No.
Nah,
Yeah,
no way.
it's like I don't know. I think we just give it its own crown. We just
Yeah.
greatest movie ever made. Just here you go, done. You
I'm just
win.
gonna rip out my own intestines and make a crown out of it just for,
So
for
there you
Ricky-Oh.
go, guys. Officially the greatest prison movie ever made. And I'm not going to say at least until we come around and do it again because it's just there's no argument. The greatest
No.
prison movie ever made is Ricky-Oh, the story of Ricky. You find it. If you're lucky, you might be able to find a ripped DVD on a Blu-ray, or subscribe to the Criterion channel for just the
Yeah.
5 days.
Watch it in 200 parts on Dailymotion.
Yeah, maybe do that one.
Or go
Just-
to your cousin's house you used to buy weed
Yeah.
from. He has it on VHS
Yeah,
somewhere.
there
in
you
his
Just
house.
go onto Giphy and search Ricky-Oh, and it's just the two guys like high-fiving and doing the thumbs up.
Yeah.
It is
Just
a
so funny
movie
to me.
unlike anything you've ever seen. We couldn't more highly recommend it. It's
Bobby, you're welcome.
yeah, Bobs, you're
Yeah.
welcome, mate.
Oh man.
It's gonna Kyle. Don't let your wife watch this one, all right, Kyle? So keep
Be
this
too
one-
attracted to Ricky-Oh.
it's too much. So the greatest movie of all time is Ricky-Oh, the story of Ricky. Though next time around, we're going to be doing another special, one that I sort of pitched the guys right before. And honestly, Bobby, I know you're listening. You get credit for this one because we came up with this one over lunch. But we are going to try and do the best plane movie, not Plain, Plane, plane movie.
Movies that take place across the plains. So Horizon Part
Exactly.
2, we're coming for you.
Oh, all right. Strap in for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Though, I just basically made an executive decision and chose two movies. Yeah, you're welcome. One of which is, surprise, surprise, 1996 is Executive Decision with Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal.
Yes.
In this particular case, I'm on our non-sponsor sponsor who will one day be our sponsor.
Is
Just Watch.
Is Willem Dafoe the villain of that one?
No, Executive
No.
Decision. No.
Or is it Gary Oldman?
No,
No,
that would
that-
be Air Force
That's
One.
Air Force One.
No, in this
I-
case, wasn't it like it's a guy that's kind of playing?
Just kidding. It's Steven Seagal.
It's a British actor who played Poirot on television. Actually,
Yes.
Now I
Yeah.
think about
It's
it.
one of these character actors who I've
Yes.
seen a
Oh.
lot, but it's not like Tommy Lee Jones in Under Siege.
Honestly, he's the kind of actor that would have been in Paddington 2. I'm amazed
Yes.
he's not actually. David Suchet. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. He was in the television series Oppenheimer. Let me check. Is he still alive? But yeah, David Suchet, he's a very famous British character actor as the bad guy. Still going, age 80. And guess where he was born? Paddington, London. How could
Stop.
How
Oh,
was he
wow.
not in the
What is
Paddington
this, a crossover
movie?
episode?
This is ridiculous. Yes, Executive Decision, 1996. It's a banger, and it's
Yeah.
we're definitely watching. Because everyone remembers this movie when it came out because of one particular character's death. Wait to see what happens. It
Yes.
is currently on Fubo. It's currently on MGM Plus.
That's not
It's
real.
currently on Philo. It's currently on Plex for free. So
It's
you
on
can watch it
comp?
with
Oh, shit.
you can
Free
watch
with
it with
ads,
ads for free on Plex if you
which is
want to.
probably arguably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I
Uh,
haven't seen this movie in forever, but I'm excited.
Neither have I, and I haven't seen the other movie that we're doing, which is an absolute sort of banger as well of Wesley
Mm.
Snipes at his absolute peak, 1992's Passenger 57. And this whole idea came out. I was telling the guys right before we recorded, I was talking to Bob. He's like, "When are you doing another episode, dude?" And I was like, "I'm thinking of doing a plane movie," but I dropped out. I basically said, "Always bet on black." And he goes, "What's that?" I go, "You don't know Wesley Snipes always bet on black?" All right, we're
You
doing
do say
Passenger
that.
57.
You do say that a lot.
I said all the time.
It's horrible gambling advice because
yeah.
statistically, it's not the most likely.
Currently, you can find that on Stars, which is possible, or
The
it's on
most
Stars.
the most Stars movie
It's a very Stars
Yeah,
movie.
ever. Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, so we got Passenger 57 from 1992, we got Executive Decision from 1996, and then Will has thrown something into the mix that, like, I've heard of this, and none of the things I've heard are good, but that's why I'm interested. So tell us about this.
This is a Lawrence Brother production of Money Plane. If anything you want to bet on, you can bet on it in Money Plane. You want to bet on a man fucking an alligator? Money Plane. That is a line of dialogue that Frasier says in the movie.
It's Adam Copeland, Denise Richards,
I was
Kelsey
gonna say,
Grammer,
yeah.
Thomas Jane. What
Yeah.
A
what
movie that
combo.
paved the way for online betting.
Yeah. Turns out you could actually just change the laws and just
Like, I could
bet on
see-
anything from
you,
home.
You could see Kevin Hart and Jamie Foxx doing ads for Money Plane.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can. You could see Kevin Hart starring in Money Plane. In fact, it's incredible that he doesn't. This is currently available on Prime, it says. Unfortunately. So
No, very fortunately.
it's on the Roku channel, free with ads, Hoopla. It's on Fandango, free with ads. It's Pluto TV. It's pretty much free. It's on Plex as well. You
We're
could
going
watch
to
this
Clem
movie-
Fandango's house to
Yeah,
watch this?
yeah.
You can watch this movie for free anywhere because apparently no one is willing to pay for it. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
This is something else.
So next time around, we take to the skies Passenger 57, Executive Decision, and Money Plane. If you are watching us on YouTube, do us a favor if you haven't subscribed. Recommend us to someone. Jump in the comments. Let us know. You can find me as that Englishman in Texas pretty much everywhere, or Ollie Pettigrew on Facebook. You can find Will as Entitled Willennial, where he's doing all kinds of interesting... I'm liking your skits, by the way, Will. Really
Yeah.
liking what you're doing. Keep at it. I'm enjoying
more
it.
coming. I got bored with my normal format, so we're doing
Yeah.
sketches
I
now.
like what you're doing. It's fun. And you can always find out Ryan as Rhino Digital, RYNO Digital. He's got fantastic redesigned movie posters, things like that, as well as some of the merch that he designs for us as well. If you haven't found us on Facebook, you can. The United States of a Movie, as well as on Instagram, United States of a Movie there as well. Fellas, it's nice to see you again. It was a whole month off from the show was a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I understand why we did it.
Yeah.
All worth it. I'm so glad I watched Riky-Oh earlier today.
Honestly, yeah, I could go watch that again right now.
I
Fellas,
might have to.
it was an absolute pleasure. Some great choices. I'm looking forward to the next time when we come back around. But from Ryan, from Will, and from me, thanks for joining us for this insane episode of the United States of a Movie podcast. We will see you next time. Don't get your head exploded.